I really want to, but I gotta get them heals up.
I'll wear that crown.
Unless you want to start healing.
Remind-
What is the crown?
The crown
My old
is-
crown.
You are aware of all devils within a 1 mile radius. You have a 120-foot radius aura of a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw, or else the devils are frightened from you.
And that's 1 minute.
And then you have advantage on all spells and magic effects casted by devils. You're immune to fire damage, and your fire damage becomes Hellfire, which ignores resistance.
It
One
lowers
level?
resistance by 1 level.
Okay.
Immune becomes resistance.
I was like about to fight the devils and the demons in their big war.
Once per short rest, you can charm a devil within 60 with a 21 DC save. Once per long rest, you can summon 1d4 devils. As an action, you can take 1d6 psychic damage, and you get to learn an aspect about a devil, like how much HP, what's CR,
Challenge rating.
their challenge rating, some of their ability scores, or spell capabilities.
Wow. And spell capabilities would be up to what level spell it could cast, and if it has that available. I'm not going to list everything that's available, but it would just be this thing can cast an 8th level spell, and it has it.
Okay.
I guess it'll be whatever it has available. So that's what
has
that's
most all of its spell slots, whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like, huh? No, I said wow.
Oh.
Like almost.
So really strong. First thing it makes me think of is, remember what the Jinn told us about? There's like devils out here that we could get to protect our ship to fly into the maelstrom.
Well, we already did that,
We don't have a devil. What are you talking about?
but we already flew into the maelstrom.
You did the boneyard, the hurricane boneyard part to achieve the crown. Now you guys have to actually. There's no more mail. The one thing you did was the void maelstrom was the first thing. You guys are now having to fly into another major storm, but this major storm is actually going to be the Elder Tempest.
Yeah.
So you need.
But I thought it was considered a maelstrom. No.
Wait, what?
No, I think I'd probably call it that, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's an extremely. Yeah, we'll say it falls under the maelstrom category.
You
of-
say you're pretty much not going to survive going through it.
Yeah, not without an extremely fortified ship. Like I said, you've seen probably a ship that's big enough to weather something like that. But the vessel you guys currently have on these basic storms, the way it's being held up is it's rough comparatively.
We need to buy a new ship.
So options are like that. It's like getting, locating one of the
We
devils
need
you're talking about.
to.
Well, so this makes me think of, is it even worth going back?
I think it is because
This is a
I
gem.
feel like I got like subtle hint drop here that the ship, even if it was in like 100% working order, is probably not good enough, even with a devil friend, to navigate this maelstrom thing with the eldest temp.
Well, I think with the devil friend we would be able to,
Well, maybe
because their whole point is that they could give protections to the ships and shit like that.
we still got to get the ship prepared before we do anything. So we got to port
Oh,
somewhere.
absolutely.
We just don't. Yeah, but you're right. We might not need the Great
So we
Khalees
still need a ship?
to get to this
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
My
It's-
only
it's
concern-
essentially a storm located at the eye of the storm is the Elder Tempest that you guys are looking for. And now you have to wither the miles into the storm, the eye of the storm, before you locate the creature. Thus, and then do what you have to do all of the while.
my only concern is of the Great Jinn just being a dickhead, taking this crown and telling us to fuck off.
It's entirely possible,
They
and I
have the
don't
best
think
bar in the world.
they did.
Okay, you can get hammered and then we're fucked.
People who have the best bar in the world aren't going to do that.
I disagree.
I'm convinced.
I mean, it's a fair point.
We have to go back, actually.
We don't have to.
I'll have
I
you,
forgot something.
Jam Man, make an insight.
I left my key. I left my card at the bar.
Oh, which one was I going to roll today? Alright, I'm rolling all of them just to see which one I want to roll. Ooh, it's the red ones. Okay. Alright, that's not great.
Uh-oh.
I chose the wrong one. 12. You know what? Fuck it. I feel like this is important. I'm gonna use inspiration. Plus 12. 24.
That's wildly different. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, thinking back to the conversation, This guy has great power, great wealth, lots of things. Doesn't leave his palace. This is where he's located. So he is pretty content to where he is. He's asked you guys to locate what you know now to be a very powerful artifact that has some relation to what you guys have already been teetering on of a war that's going to outbreak. So you don't know why he wants it or what it does. Like, you now know what it does. You don't know what his reason for having it is.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing how great it is, it's probably a pretty good bargaining tool for whatever you might try and get. Realizing also, though, you're walking into a literal stronghold, so bargaining's
They
gonna have
could
to
pretty
be-
much take it from us.
That's what I'm
But,
saying.
so
It's-
I guess the insight here is saying this guy seems to be a pretty.
like, there's no reason just
Reason-
for him to.
There's no
shit
reason he's
on
just
us.
going to take it from you and send you unless you guys do something really stupid. I mean, you guys left in bad terms, but as long as it's handled curtly,
As long
when
as
you
we
come
let
back,
you handle
then
it and
then
talk
it's-
all nice to them, we should be okay.
then there shouldn't be any big issues. And like I said, yeah, he did not come across as like a malevolent person at all. Malevolent
Or
person
like a
at all.
shady person.
No, he was very though he's very
Poor us. We're just used
I
to
understand. He's
boisterous
been
and
around
very
forever.
I just mean to say he's just
Such
a
a
very
gracious
friendly and
host.
more jolly kind of person to
Okay.
be around. Yeah, like they live in a very comfortable area, surrounded by a ton of protection, and that's what they like to do. So
I got
Um,
you.
Well, you're fine. It's fine. It's
as
fine.
long as it's not with aggression, you're probably fine.
All right.
But again, it's up to you guys if you want to try and seek out your devil or do whatever you want to do.
No, we should probably go to the Great Cleave because we might be able to get a better ship out of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
This thing's falling apart.
You do recall there was not a ton of ships docked around that place.
yeah. I mean, they're kind of not letting people in and out, and they're using all their supplies for defense.
Didn't we get
Maybe we
our-
get a
didn't we get
naval
ship-
one.
Didn't we get a ship
Remember,
repaired
they
there
were
before?
attacked somewhat recently before we got there, right?
Yeah, within the last few years. It's been years.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's still when
And
you
you
got to
did-
rebuild after an attack. It
As
doesn't take-
Trogo recalled too, you did get your ship repaired there before.
Yeah.
They have the means to do it. But again,
All right, so then I don't know if we're talking all this in game or not, or we could just
Yep.
mix and match it. But is
for
that
the moment you guys met together with the group, so we're kind of picking up from that moment where currently Will and everyone is still involved with this conversation as far as
Cedric keeps giving me the eye.
Cedric has at this point we'll say has walked away just because I can't remember exactly where that was. So Cedric's walked away to man the steering. Irva at this time has been set to pilot, but she is now about to kind of walk away from the group to continue her duties unless she gets called upon. Well, Will is going to stay and is currently asking. Actually, no, Irva will stay for this too to ask what the next course of action is, and this is where we are currently discussing.
Well, I think we were about to divulge with them our actual intentions on this plane.
Okay. And Zephyros is still here as well.
Okay, then I'll
Well, we wanted to. Did we want to talk
Do we
to
plan- I
Zephyros
thought we planned
and
shift-
see
oh,
if
yeah.
we wanted to? He just wanted to get a plane shift home.
He
We
would be
We didn't talk to him yet.
No.
We were talking about it
Yeah.
though.
You know.
being here. I guess just for the sake of it, he does say if you don't feel he would need his services, you guys rescued him. If you don't think you need him anymore, then he will take a plane shift.
Hell, he probably has his own plane shift, right?
He doesn't actually.
Oh no.
He has a commune with other planes. I think he can cast like up to level 6 spells. And plane shift, if I'm not mistaken.
place it is a 7th level.
Well,
Well, I guess I'll bring it up real quick while we have the whole group here and we're talking that our real intention of coming to this plane is where we come from the material realm. There's going to be a potentially future war from the Shadow Realm invading ours. In order to try and help prevent against this, there is. We also heard that there are a lot of problems going on between the connections or the portal, whatever they're called, the gates between the different elemental planes and the material realm. And there's one that's the air run is importance to us, and we don't want that to be exposed or used against us. So, to help bolster the defenses there, we're hoping to reach the Elder Tempest to
Receive his wound.
to have him do whatever he can to send reinforcements or whatever he's in charge of bulking up the defense of that portal. And so that's why we're here and why we're trying to reach the Elder Tempest.
All right.
They're like, whoa.
Yeah.
We just thought we were getting.
I didn't even know that.
Will Will says, so then the steps from here, right? Let me think.
Stop upcharging us. That's the first step.
And then you're gonna
Alex
flip your
Hart
hair
shit,
back
man.
and be like, and we
Buy it.
We're the
pay
Storm
by the mile.
Slayers.
I'll cut.
Trying to think what he's. Well,
Yeah, and I mean,
obviously the state of the ship, we're not getting anywhere near the Elder Tempest. However, let me think. Make a persuasion check for me. Just.
I want my other guy.
Anywhere place we can get the ship fixed for cheap.
25.
29. He says that's fair. He says, I think it's time that we took a break from this. Having this close of encounter with Erisy has kind of shown us that we stand little to gain by going into fighting her. At least at this moment, it's something we'll adventure on in the future. He says, I'd perhaps be willing to make all this happen. So I'll be happy. Let me think. He's gonna agree. He agrees to help take you guys to the Tempest, achieve what we need to achieve there, and then afterwards is asking to come back to the material plane with you guys. And you guys knowing, and I'm going to say just based on general things, he would probably know at least about all of his whole, through conversation of you guys have been on a ship together for now, actually weeks.
Yeah.
You've been with them. So I would say at some point you guys have, that he
Talked
knows
about
you guys,
Storm's Landing.
at least that Storm's Landing is a location that you guys have some sort of pull in, and that he is going to ask if he could reside in the town with you, at least until they
The
feel...
captain is?
Yeah, all three of them. Well, Will is negotiating staying in Storm's Landing with you guys.
whoa,
If you guys would be willing to put him up.
Why would
in
he
Storm's
come there?
Landing.
I thought he lived in this.
He lives on a ship, but his ship's trashed right now. He's willing to take the ship to get repaired, take you there. Their whole mission has been to find this person that they have now found, realize they can't save, and now they need to kind of reformulate everything. So rather than continue to pirate in the plane of air, they are willing to
Relax
stick
a
with
bit,
you guys. Well, you just told them there's an impending doom coming to the material plane, so
yeah, that's
it's
right.
not as much relaxing as much as they'd like to come back
Quietly
to
contemplating.
figure out their stuff and then lend a hand if possible, if need be. But then once essentially after X amount of time, they are gonna go back to see.
But
what
he's
they
been a
want to do.
pirate his whole life, as far as we know. Right?
They're all from the material plane.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We've let worse people like run to like entire departments.
Pretty much anybody that has joined us, other than Ladry.
We don't have to put them up at the
Anyways.
school. We can put them up in the town. You
No, I
know,
know.
we can't put everybody up.
That's
at
Yeah,
the
and I
school.
mean they could, I don't know. Right
Dude,
now I'm
we're
picturing
putting them up in the
They could find a
shittiest
job
house.
as a kitchen aide.
We're putting them up
No,
in
right
houses
now,
by like the sewage
picturing-
treatment plant.
a very lucrative business deal where we start building mini airships to shuttle people from city to city and charge an absurd amount of gold.
Ooh, call them zeppelins.
Exactly.
All right.
Fill them with nitrogen.
Yeah.
In a world where people can cast fireball.
Yep.
We just get a bunch of like the one we
Yeah,
were
I
on,
mean, we
get
could do that here too. Look at it. Nothing went wrong.
we just get
The airships are fine.
we start figuring out how to get those crystals working in this plane and then just boom.
Will knows someone because I assume this conversation is still in his proximity. Is that
Yeah.
Will,
Except the
while
pirate
while
fucking
while
shit.
Cedric is the most who has experience repairing. Actually, I guess they're all pretty familiar just from proximity
Sure.
experience. They do think that they have some people back in Calypso that they could recruit to move back if that's something you're
And
interested
the question is it worth repairing? I mean, is it so fucked up that they're better off trying to
You
somehow
mentioned-
earn money for a new ship.
One of the crystals, each of the crystals are about 10 grand, and you need many of them to power up the size of the ships. And so you're down to 1 of 4 pretty much.
They had 4.
Yeah.
We're down to 1.
So
But that's what I'm
Full.
saying. Does it cost?
So we got
8
enough
grand
for,
to
like, a
repair
rowboat.
crystal?
hey, it depends how broke it is.
Because at some point, are you just saying
They'd have to go in
total
and get it.
and the
Yeah.
insurance company gives it? I don't know if there's
I don't think
insurance.
pirate. There's no pirate insurance.
I don't know.
Boom, that's the business. We start pirate insurance.
Well, we gotta find a new boat then. I mean, this is beyond like 30,000 gold to fix this thing. We don't have that with us.
It's not ours to pay.
Well, that's something we can try and barter for with Great Khalif.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, hey, like we helped you out. You know, you're gonna
Let's
give
up
us.
that number by about 5 times.
Oh well, I mean that's just I'm just like 30,000 is the cost of the crystals.
So what is this about the Morenoloth? I'll say the name just because you would remember it.
That's
The
the
what?
giant
The
ship.
Morenoloth is the devil that is used to repair shit. He says, "Do we have any?" He asks to you guys if you guys have any leads, any magical capabilities of reaching into the plane to try
Well-
and find one.
I have this crown.
Uh,
This crown specifically does shit with devils.
says, I mean, it's definitely worth a try, but if we got that from, if the Great Cleef is who told you about this devil, perhaps he has a way of reaching out to one.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be something you work into the barter.
You know.
Yeah.
So this thing is a strong. I mean, obviously, if you're going to lose out on an artifact of that much power, I say if we get the ship back, that's a win in my vote. We get the Morenoloft in the deal. That supposedly it should be able to keep the ship alive. We go, we fulfill this. You guys get the scale back, or
The bane,
called
the boon.
the boom.
But yeah, you guys, do what you have to do with the Great Tempest, with our aid, and then we all get out of there alive. Go back to the material plane, and have a
Yeah, I mean,
party
we have a
Drink
growing
heavily.
town.
and drink heavily.
We have a growing town, and there's almost always a job we can find for someone.
Unemployment rates are as low as ever.
Yes, employment rates are low, taxes are low. It's a great place to live right now.
And he says,
We just got rid of an impending vampire layer effect.
Does that sound
We don't know
okay
that.
with you,
We do know that.
We do?
Mr.
Well, actually, we don't know if
Will?
they succeeded.
Yeah,
We did get a note saying that they
You
started.
haven't got another note yet on him.
We should probably check in on that.
Alright.
Does
I
it
gotta
sound
go.
amenable?
You do. Okay.
You gotta go?
Cassie's sister went to the ER. She's been having a migraine for like a week. They found a mass behind her eye and in the back of her head.
That's
So-
bad.
So Cassie's gonna go be with her mom. I'm sure she's not telling the kids.
Hmm?
I'm sure she's not telling the kids any of this.
Oh,
So it's not like her mom
sure.
can't just come over and then.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Yeah. Knocked 8.
Yeah, sorry, man.
So somebody eat shoes. One pizza.
Huh?
I got shoops coming, so I gotta add it. You can still talk. I'm still
I know.
as much as I
It's like-
can.
I
It's
guess.
like a little heavy.
yeah.
All right. Well then,
Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, we can always find work around the town. We're still growing and building that, and
Or you
we estimated what we like in a year or so that we expect there to be a lot more conflict with the Shadow Realm.
you get a year plus
So
before the initial.
yeah, and I
shock
mean,
of it.
and we know he's got people in works all across the realm up down there, and in fact we've got a couple plans already after we get done here. So no rest for us.
Well, as he says, we'll be happy to, we'll get through all this
Hey,
together,
upload this one
and then we move.
tonight
Yeah.
if you can,
Go ahead and
or just send me the file if you can.
I planned on trying to actually.
Let's see what this
Well,
next chapter holds. Fellas.
I planned on at least transferring it to my house and then getting through them. And yeah, I'll get it out there.
Our guns.
Later, dudes.
See ya.
Later, guys. Save some of the loot for me.
No,
Feel free to kill the captain.
if I find it.
Are guns in the D&D realm like actual like things known, or is like what he has like a fucking miracle?
No, they're very seldom.
People
Okay.
can shoot fire out of their
Yep.
fingers.
I
I just
know,
don't feel
but
like a gun's that impressive
Mechanized-
in Faerun,
Yes
you know?
and no.
It's a lot
because-
more impressive
because-
than people using a bow and arrow.
Yeah, because anybody can pick up a gun and theoretically pull the trigger to create the same effect as someone who is like innately born with this magical thing.
All right.
Plus, you know, commoners.
Later, man.
Commoners, obviously, there's a way more of them.
Are you gonna be able to get out? Are you behind? Or let me know. I probably gotta move. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just peek out the door and see if I don't get out.
All right.
Do your thing.
Alright, so to the genie.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're going back to Citadel.
Okay.
I think that's the plan.
So then, as far as
So I'll start working up a bargaining.
yeah, so what? That's I guess what you guys to finish up. What are you trying to bargain in exchange for?
All right.
Now?
So, well, first off, what do we say when we get there? Sorry, we attacked you guys and escaped, but we
Obviously,
were,
yeah. There's because if you're bringing when Will would even say if I'm coming with you guys and we're not trying to drop you off somehow, then we're gonna have to barter for the fact that we kind of assaulted several of the guards, escaped, destroyed one of their towers, and then we have to segue into hey, we found this awesome thing that you had requested. Can you forget all of that and also give us this?
One thing I will say is that
at the request of
that there was a huge like storm going on. It's not like we attacked the tower and destroyed it. It was like hit by storm shit and it started collapsing.
that's a mute point. It's a destroyed tower.
Yeah, but it's not our fault.
I mean, okay.
Were you in the tower when it collapsed?
No,
Um,
we all got out of the tower.
no,
I
that's
will-
it.
I will say, the reason he was taken in was because two people that snuck onto our ship that were trying to sabotage us. They disguised themselves through magic means to look like crew members, and you know it was during that we didn't. That's why we didn't realize they were there. That's why there was a problem, and being fearful of what the punishment was, you know, he tried to escape, and you know, the whole point was that we told him that we had an important mission to go on, and so he was looking out for us, which is why he tried to escape, because he wanted to help us with our very important mission. And then, you know, nope, we didn't kill anybody. We figured out what the problem was, and we got rid of those two goons. And now
You
we're
guys are
back.
coming back with zero crew, so
Yeah, we killed all.
We
the crew.
executed the entire crew.
We killed all the crew just to be sure.
Not just kidding. They died in the mission that we did for the Great Relief.
Yes, we lost all the crew. We killed Erisy, and we got the artifact.
We can say we killed the heir.
We did kill Erisy, and we watched her crumble into dust and in a flash of light disappear.
May or may not say that way, but you know.
Is that how she died exactly?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. There was no flash of light, but she did just decay and wither into just dust and drift away.
And blew away in the wind.
It's our imagination.
I know, but I can make it sound like
Flashlight.
an epic death.
Mm-hmm.
And then he
Like
could
a
put the
dying
he could put the
star.
pieces together like, oh, she resurrected.
Well, Will's who does know that will happen, and so he says to keep everything above the table is I think that's probably going to be the best bet with this person.
Oh,
I could fill them in what's going to happen. Nonetheless, whatever plans they had for this, you now have it. Should he get it, you know, we've definitely thwarted him twice over.
So there we go. So I'll say, look at this. We were tasked, you know, you guys were the ship that we came with, so we told you our mission is to go and find and possibly kill Erisy, but mostly get this artifact. You guys having this backstory with Erisy, really wanting to find her. We're all on board with the mission. However, once you were taken away, you were feared that
We
we
told
would
the
find
Great
somebody
Police
else.
the whole deal, right? With the Shadow Wars and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we filled him
So-
in on everything.
Mhm.
That we need to protect one of the gates because he essentially ISIS Steel is at the gate to the water realm, right?
Yeah,
It's at the
yeah.
cross planes, yeah.
Yeah.
The Mistral Reach.
Ooh. The relationship between the Great Khalif and all his soldiers is. Well, how would you describe it? Like close, very like he thinks very fondly of all of
It's very militaristic, so everyone reports to another level. There's several different types of regiment. It's extreme. It's a military state.
Okay.
So he is the
He's-
head of it. It's pretty well. People
I
don't
think
talk
what-
bad about him, and people people respect him.
I think we're
because-
trying to
I
get
think we
rid
just-
of is
We just bypass all the bullshit. It's like, hey, we have this thing for the Khalif. Take us to him. If you don't take us to him, this is gonna work out poorly for you. So just
Yeah,
Get-
if they're but
let's
we just
get
do,
past this
let
all,
maybe just get past.
the guards. You're saying?
yeah,
Like,
like,
yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
in.
Just ask for the manager, you know. Just
Once we get in there, we can be like, yeah, we
Yeah,
got
I
this.
mean,
for
we
it.
just come in flying a white flag.
Yeah.
They see our ship is destroyed. They know we're not going to try and attack
You
them.
hobble in.
There's 3 holes in the front here, like
yeah, there's a lot of holes.
a lot of holes.
Mending isn't really doing much.
They can see only one crystal's on.
Portal looks
Like-
nice.
Like he knows what we were trying to do. I think he'd understand.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem like
Yeah, you're right. I think we can talk our way up to the guards to get us to the
So
Khalif.
announcing, you guys introduce yourselves. So announcing who you are when we arrive, that you are expected.
That's true. We did gain a
Yeah.
little bit of a name for ourselves in the hall there.
Yep. We hung out there for a
I
while.
know it's your favorite place, and we're going back.
Strogan's
Bud.
retirement plan.
Well, this is probably where Chogo leaves the group.
I thought about it.
Comes back with a new character,
It's like they're not coming to take
A
over this
halfling.
plane of existence.
a halfling cleric named Paylor.
Alright, so
Spelled differently.
are you
P-A-Y-L.
is the plan, are you sending Zephyros out? If you don't feel like you need Zephyros on the rest of this, as he's a kind of a clunky big person to be with you,
He's
and
a
he's,
funky large person.
This-
Cloud Giants are notoriously evil, also. So getting around with him in his current
But we
state-
know he's not evil though, right?
We know he's not, but
So,
I mean, he
yeah.
had problems on the material realm. People always wanting to attack him.
That's against
um,
all giants.
So
Send him
I guess,
away.
well, the
Send him
thing
away.
is if you plane shift him, it's like random on the material plane, right?
No, I can choose to send him somewhere. I was gonna say like the forest area. Like,
Oh no, I mean, I would say you can even try to send him. Well, okay, here's my thing. If you try to
Is it
send
your
him,
food?
oh,
Wait, were you gonna try something?
I was thinking. I was kind of thinking towards like the
I was like,
area
what, it's
like
like Joe?
that the hell portal
No.
was
did
in.
Joe forget something?
You know, because it's outside of town, and I don't think he wants to. He didn't want to go to our town, did he?
You've never been there.
Yeah, I
Your
mean,
town is familiar with Harshnag, and he's a friendly giant. It probably wouldn't go over poorly.
What I would say is we give him a message. We send a note to Ladry. Then we send him back with a message like, "Hey, the Storm Slayers sent me. I'm not here to stay. They wanted to get me out of a bad situation."
yeah.
And
He's
then you
out
can-
of Cloud Castle right now, so Zephyros also does not really have a place to go at the moment. Or
Okay, so we
we
send a message to Ladry. We're sending you a giant. Please help him. He's a friend. you know?
He's another giant friend.
We don't know. Do something with Put
Is
him up
he
somewhere.
still being chased?
On this plane.
On this plane.
I mean, as far as you know, you guys had, but the Cloud Castle you guys had come across was massive.
All right.
It's not very fast. There were riders and things, but no one gave direct pursuit. And
Jesus.
when the vehicle was in,
Oh man.
That's a lot of fucking.
when you have a very fast ship comparatively, so easily outran. But yes, he's probably being sought after by somebody. Zephyros' plan is to make
These
it
are his
to
chili fries.
the what's it called? His plan is to make it to the Storm Giants, but he also doesn't have a way to do that. So right now he's kind of stranded.
He
with that.
Well,
doesn't know where they are. How did we get there?
You guys found out you got answered questions from the.
Where's
Temple
Harshnag
of Anan.
sleeping?
He sleeps out.
It was like
in
at the
the
bottom
town.
of the ocean, right?
No, yeah.
Does
you
he
guys
have
got
like
to be
a-
conscious
Does he have like a
teleportation
giant
that you
home?
got when you killed a fire giant lord? You killed the fire giant lord, took his conch.
Did we not set up any kind of communication with like the Hecaton people?
They asked for the conches
Tried
back.
to
and
I
steal
know
the
they asked for the
conch.
conch back, but like
You could try and send.
we told them that we were gonna be looking for Hecaton. You know,
You guys have like normal magic, like message and stuff like that.
Okay.
Would probably get to him.
all right. Well, I say send them back a little. Fend for herself. We don't got time to worry about.
Oh
that.
well, no, that's what I'm
Just-
saying. We just send a message to Ladry, help out our giant friend. Wherever Harshnag sleeps, you know. Certainly, there's room for another giant, right? I don't know. I
We
can't.
have to make room for one giant.
It's just for
Certainly,
the
there's
friend,
room for
yeah.
another.
I'll eat if no one's going to, because I
I mean,
brought home a couple tamales. But
They got food before they got here.
I mean, like I said, if no one's going to, I'll have it in a little bit.
I'll munch
but-
on some fries if there's
Literally,
fries.
I ate
but-
right here. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
I
good.
brought home a couple tamales from work, but I'm not.
It's tempting as hell, but that'd be a really like I'd feel like a
Don't
really
do that
really
to
bad
yourself.
bad person afterwards. And Saturday I'm having Christmas, and that's gonna be enough anyways.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
eat a lot of food.
My meat guy just sent me an email today, and he's like, "What are you and Chef Ken want for Christmas dinner?" So I don't know what he's gonna send us, but I'm real excited. We spent a
Kobe
ton of
beef.
money with that's guy. What he said. He said Wagyu.
Ooh.
Chef said, "I want a Wagyu strip loin." I was like, "That does sound good." So who knows what he's gonna send?
I
It'll
want
probably
you to
be
come
pretty
back with that Wagyu beef for. Oh wait. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Never
Yep.
mind.
No.
Wrong place.
Won't be doing that.
I'll find
Alright.
it.
So,
Oh, that was so good.
was there any more planning? Otherwise,
No more
You're saying you're gonna
planning.
write a note to Ladry?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna write a little note to Ladry.
okay.
Probably two, if I don't know how
What
many
is the
words I
message
can
note
fit
say?
on there.
About the message spell, we'll say 26. Is that what it
Sending.
240
25.
characters.
is?
So
Is that a text message?
Is it 100?
Tweet? Is that a tweet?
words.
It's like 25 or 6 words. I think it's 25.
It's 25.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Just
How
watch that
did-
episode.
how did all the rituals go? And then we're sending another giant friend via plane shift to Storm's Landing.
He
Okay.
needs help.
Or we're plane shifting a friendly giant to Storm's Landing.
Okay.
Zephyros.
All right. You write it off. Send the message. It disappears.
Play shift is
Are you
an
guys
unfriendly
waiting
giant.
for a response?
We're sending a.
Over the course of the next about 10 minutes or so, actually, let me think.
I guess I could put it in there. Let me know you get it.
Yeah.
Or no, I asked. how
Over the course of
rituals
time,
go.
eventually a message does apparate in front of you. Says, rituals seemingly a success. Fog hasn't dissipated yet. We'll let you know. And then says, just says okay about the giant.
Yeah, he's probably like,
What's
God
he-
damn it.
Okay. So, alright.
Alright,
Plane
well,
shifting him
adios.
and to Storm's Landing.
And we'll, tell him.
Yeah, the courtyard of the school.
So, okay.
Well, you know,
Sure.
yeah, that's.
Sure.
Zephyros, just tell him your name, tell him you're part of Storm's Landing, ask for Ladry if you need to. You'll be good.
He's a very eccentric person, so I'm
Ah,
good at
There you
it
go.
as well. So, okay. Zephyros has been taken care of to the best of your guys' knowledge. He is now in Storm's Landing.
We got quite an odd town. Two
I think
giants.
you can do it.
You see what I'm trying to do?
Got him. Alright. Ah, his arm fell off.
Oh no.
It comes off.
Oh, okay.
All the weapons.
Oh, that's
just
good.
like-
Okay.
Uh,
Is there like a chapstick over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what
The
you
one you
did?
threw?
It was a pretty big target, though.
Okay, so you guys continue your flying. It takes you a while. Days pass, days and days pass.
I guess
Again,
Cedric,
the constant thing, constant movement, rotating through shifts.
So
You guys
we all
gather
have to like,
in about 4 long rests. Irva takes a one elven rest. She's very trained in ability to stay awake for very, very long periods of time, with seemingly no issue. before she has to sleep for 4 hours and give it back up.
She doesn't get any exhaustion points and she only needs to sleep for 4 hours. I need to learn from that.
So,
Be up forever. I'm talking about real me though.
though she doesn't exert, there's
yeah.
there's no energy there, really being exerted by it other than the spells she casts to maintain course. And really, like I said, at this state, the ship doesn't take a ton of navigation because it's pretty loose on where it's going and how it's going. But over the course of several days, or however it's tracked out here, you guys begin to approach the Citadel of Ice and Steel again. As you approach Citadel of Ice and Steel, you guys are met very similarly to when you arrived by flanking hippogriffs with various riders on it that appear to be of some sort of garb. You know these people to be the Monsoon Legion. They immediately begin to flank, recognizing the ship. You hear a horn blow from one of the riders as it approaches, and you guys are immediately swarmed by thousands of flying between genies, hippogriffs, different riders.
Waving a white flag.
No one is taking anything, but they are almost 100%. They are guiding at this point the ship, and you do even feel like a kind of lurch to a sense where between all of their control wind abilities, control weather abilities, they are essentially have taken the reins of the ship.
Yeah,
But tractor beamed us.
They have tractor beamed you.
Is there one that's closer by than the others or something?
They are all keeping about an 80-foot berth, and you are almost completely combed by them.
I mean, we clearly were going to the
Thousands.
port.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Understanding, yeah.
I'll wait. If somebody speaks, I'll tell them. Otherwise, I'll just wait till we're just.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start shouting at one of them.
I would.
As
I might.
as you're the closest, as you guys begin to get guided down towards one of the larger platforms, kind of away from the one you had done, more around the corner towards the main bridge, you do see that the landing that it then connects to is swarmed by more Jin, the Mimrodon-like Jinns, the ones who are plated air elementals, with various halberds and kind of longer range weapons. Various ones with scimitars all seem to be docked on the side of this waiting to landing. Is there anything you guys are doing before the ship actually touches down?
Just I don't know.
Don't be nice.
All right, do a good job when I give them guidance.
I say.
Is that advantage or?
It's 1d4 on ability checks.
Is it only a minute though?
Yeah, I mean, I can
Do it like right when you guys land.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys have what you have. You see as they start to kind of gather up the goods. For the most part, you guys had
one thing.
great food and water, so there was no issues with the survivability.
What should I say? How should I say it? Don't answer any of their questions because we have the playing piece.
Okay. So ship lands and immediately orders are shouted in language you guys do not know, the native tongue to air elementals.
Actually, I'll tell you what. Before we land, how long does it last?
tongues.
10 minutes. Or not.
No, tongues like it's an hour.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was any longer than that.
Pretty sure it's an hour.
Okay, so I mean,
Because Liam uses it.
Okay.
as we get down.
Alright, as you land tongues, you hear the voices being shouted, and as you are not familiar with them, you cast tongues on yourself. And essentially you just hear the orders. The general gist of what's happening is to keep an eye on you, make sure there's no sudden movements, keep at arms. You do hear essentially that they are going to attempt to manacle you guys to bring you guys out because you're under arrest.
Get us out of that.
As we're landing, I say, or if they're there, I say, all right.
Approaching, as you guys land, your hands raised, you see one that stands, so they all are roughly 7-8 feet tall. There's one that's about 11 feet tall.
Oh, Jesus.
Stands at almost like half size to giant size.
Is there a general, like something that looks like a general or something?
This would be the one that seems to stand out more than most. Having a scimitar that in itself is probably 7 feet in curvature. Pulled at the side. You see the ones that are closest to the ship. You see at least a dozen of them have manacles that are currently in their hands. as they're waiting to board.
I say, all right, we understand. Our departure from here was a bit unsavory. However, we were on a
He
mission.
interrupts, says, "You are the Storm Slayers, correct?
Yes.
All right, the Caliph has words with you, or will have words with you. The Great Caliph will have words with you."
Yes. I want you to tell him that we have what he wants.
As that starts to happen, they do come aboard with manacles in hand, though.
Is this necessary?
He says, "The way you left, it is. Should he wish it, we'll undo them. But from here until there, this is how you will be escorted."
And what of our items?
He says, to you, "As long as you're manacled, keep what you will on you."
All right.
I think
Okay.
it's a small price to pay.
Oh, yeah, I
So
just
you know
want.
how it goes in the
I don't want to be
movies.
separated from this item right now. So
No, and where is it? Is it stowed away in your bag?
it's in my bag of holding.
Okay. All right. And everyone is just willingly goes into the manacles. Looking at you. You watch as Will takes him, Irva takes him, Cedric takes him.
Would it be all right if they stayed on the ship while under supervision?
Who?
The crew.
They're looking.
there's
There's
no
only three
crew.
of them. They
It's just us.
you see as you land,
Yeah.
the different genie fly onto the different aspects of the ships and immediately are going
All the
manacles
red
in
shirts are
hand.
gone.
You see as they do begin to approach Will, who is standing on the main deck. He just kind of like puts his hands out as he
All right.
knows what's happening.
We
Then-
probably saved ourselves some trouble getting rid of Zephyros.
Yeah.
Those would be some big manacles.
I'll say. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll accept it. It's fine. I'll be like, all right,
Is there any dim?
we understand.
No, there was not actually.
We understand. We're not trying to
Okay.
start a fight or put up resistance here.
Okay. So you guys are all each individually manacled. You guys are guided through the city. There, you guys, and again, it is a very heavy escort. There's no one actually that isn't a part of the guard that is standing near you, with the exception of a flying hippogriff or something who are tailing you this entire time. You are again. This is a swarm of definitely no funny business. Kind of. We'll get point A to point B. Eventually, you guys are you get to the welcome hall. Where the cloud doors begin to open, kind of like shifting into the pink cloud before opening into this massive hall where you guys have found before. As the doors open, the music that is kind of bellowing through the room begins to fall quiet.
Oh man, that's the first time the music
And
has
you,
stopped
yes,
here. in
you
4
have alcohol
years.
in your hand from the moment you walk into the door.
Choga's immediately drinking.
The guards continue to escort you
At least the hospitality is still good.
slightly looser in this chamber. You see, though, where this was filled with lots of noble gin and stuff, it still is. However, they've taken more to the walls. They've cleared this center path for you to kind of walk, almost being paraded up to the Great Caliph.
I'll like nod and wink at anybody that.
Can I get out of these manacles?
I'm imagining that
If
you're
you had access to your thieves' tools, which I don't know where you theoretically keep them on you, so
I have.
I guess-
Well, I have the arcane thistles
mm-hmm.
as an on person item, but
Okay.
I don't know where.
You would probably be able to get. I'd say because of the situation and you knew you were being manacled, you could have set yourself up for that. Should you have chosen to?
I just want to know if I would be able to. Like if I'm looking at the manacles, does it look like something easy enough to get out?
They look to be pretty just standard manacles.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a locking mechanism. When they hit, you heard the click of it, and then there is a small keyhole on each one of them.
I'm gonna.
And these are just hands. Your legs are not manacled.
Okay.
These in are all.
I'm sure that he'll let us out.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not turning off any charm while we're being paraded through here.
Yeah. Okay. And you are recognized. You guys have actually been gone again for a while, but coming back, a lot of the same familiar faces. Things are going well.
It's the magnificent Storm Slayers.
As you guys are paraded to the front,
That's a
you are then kind of not shoved, but as the flanking platoon breaks and makes this semicircle, you see the same barrier wall that is up, and beyond it, the Great Caliph sits alone at his dining table. As the group of you, with now Will, Irva, and Cedric, who have never not been in here before, are just taken in awe by the entirety of the place.
If I catch it at a glance, I'm just gonna
You got the booze or the
no,
man?
this is a manacles. I'm just like,
Oh man, okay. So as you get up there, the Great Caliph, he raises a hand. You hear him say, "Go ahead and release them, but keep eye." And as that happens, they all come over. You hear the manacles all unclick off of each one of you.
Thank you.
Down. But you get going and drop it, it just reforms in another. Like, just keeps
He's just
still.
double fisting.
Yeah.
Well, are you gonna invite us in?
He says, "Yes, come join me again. I hope we have much good news to talk of.
That
you
we
guys
do.
are guided to the small doorway to the side of this large, force field. Brought to the table to join the Great Khalif again." As he is still just kind of like turkey leg in one hand, pint in the other, and begins drinking, food dripping down his open chest. Yeah, very little
And genies
care.
don't need to eat, right? They just do it for the fun of it.
I think they.
They need to eat, but it's only like once a month.
They can innately create food and drink, so they just they
Wow.
just can all the time.
There's
the
no
perk of
starvation issues in
No.
the
Good
world.
way to be.
I
just
do
what they
my
do.
very good florist bow where I dip the hat and do one of these and
I laugh at Jim.
hey, royalty.
as you guys said, he says, "So, hope you come bringing good news. Please tell me of the stories. Tell me where you've been, how it's gone."
Yes.
Well, it all started with the dragon and these two angels.
But that was before we even got here.
What's that before?
Yeah,
we
maybe.
All right.
got drunk already.
A newer story.
Yes. Well, I will have to cover. We did leave a little bit unsavory from our last departure. However, it was just a big misunderstanding of when you gave us the task of finding and potentially slaying Heresy and grabbing this artifact. And we told the members of the ship that took us here in hopes that they would take us back. They informed us
he kind of holds a hand for a second to kind of quiet you for a moment. He just says, "Before we get too into this, do you have the item that I asked for?
Yes.
Please then. The debt of when you left is forgiven. That is no issue.
All right.
Let's talk of what's to come then.
All right. Do you still want to hear the tale? Or
Oh, please, continue.
right.
If
All
you
right.
came back without the item, though, this would be much different
I
conversation.
understood.
But yes.
Inside the hell fires of hell, I don't know
Yes.
what the name.
So as
the
we
Boneyard Hurricane.
ventured out to the Hurricane Boneyard, not
Hurricane
too much to deal with on the way out there. But of course, the very first storm we encountered as soon as we got there was the Void Maelstrom. Immediately sucked off 3 members of our ship, trying to suck to the center. And it was a combination of our druid here casting vine whips and transforming into flying, while I teleported myself in the middle and teleported people back onto the ship. We did, however, lose 1. Moving on to the next Maelstrom was the very raging sandstorm, right? Or was this
That was
the
the
fire?
third one.
This was a fireballs raining from all directions, hitting the ship. I was able to cast a shield, a force wall, and block some of the damage. However, we kind of had to deflect the rest off with ourselves. Venturing now into which led us onto the gate, which is a very big sand maelstrom. Not too bad, kind of blinded as we went through it, but we hit the spot. We found the gateway into his hideout, into his lair.
Her. I'm sorry.
It's what, the evil air god's a she? I thought it was a prince.
Yancy Bin is a prince, but
Yeah.
Heresy is whose this was.
Oh, it was her lair?
That's why when she died, it popped.
Oh, I thought
That's
this
why
was
you could
Yancey's
have killed
bin
her
lair.
or stolen the item.
Gotcha. Alright, yes, so we entered Heresy's lair, where it was an interesting place, this demi-plane of certain rocks just floating in this very dark, massive caverns that if we lit up one of the ruins, it created a little stairway through these vicious air winds flying all about that we could climb to the next various platforms. On each platform, however, we were met with either a puzzle or a fiend foe of some type. The very first one we encountered was a primordial, or whatever, I just described the ancient tornado
Storm
beast.
elemental.
A very large storm elemental we haven't encountered before. However, with the help of the new 3 members of the cruise ship and us 4 here, the 7 of us were able to subdue it and keep moving on. I'll describe the various platforms a little bit and talk about whatnot.
Our stealthy entrance.
And then of course,
Not all the way.
and then
in.
of course, since we were making a ruckus, they started to know we were coming, So we turned all our party invisible, and we weaved our way in and out of various troop positions to make our way through the next platforms, and almost had a close
Truly
encounter.
let it. Not trying to toot my own
although we
horn,
could not
but,
be
taking
seen.
another drink here.
Although we cannot be, although we cannot be seen, our paladin's armor was heard, and so they were alerted that somebody was there, and they all just started swinging wildly into the air. But we were able to make it through. Found our way onto this room with the huge door sealed, and it had 4 pillars that we had to sacrifice: magic, life, our physical stature, and whatnot to even enter this room. So we got in, we followed this pathway, and that's where we met this large chamber of these rotating platforms, all chained to the center one. And above that altar was Erisy. And upon a brief conversation that we could not reach any sort of conclusion, a battle ensued.
Tell them about the reveal with these 3, you know.
I kind of already told him that. He told us about it.
yeah.
So, yes. So, like I said, these 3 tried to talk Erisy down since they had the history with them. Didn't work out. Battle ensued. I just glanced at Trevor. It was a very hard fight, and multiple parties on both sides were down and brought back, and it was a long battle. But in the end, although we killed Erisy, it being her lair, I think she just turned into dust and something flew.
Will chimes in just a moment to explain that she has collared to Yancy Bin, and she'll respond upon death, essentially be rebirthed in his chamber. So while she did fall, she's not gone.
I feel like he's probably kind of like a dick boss, where like he's not going to be really happy, and he's like going to torture her for like hundreds of years or something for dying.
And then I'll say we did manage
signed up for his
to.
services.
Yeah.
We did manage to find the crown of which you seek on her. Was it
Says,
tiara? No, it's.
Do you mind showing me?
I just swore it was a tiara. I'm more than anything. I just like fuck it.
I didn't want to call it
Like, you're telling the
it
story.
was my fault for not trying to call it a crown when I was doing it, because I didn't want there to be another crown in the story, because you already have the crown of horns.
Yeah.
But that's just what it is.
Fair enough.
Tiara crown was different.
I mean,
Let's go tiara. Let's not confuse ourselves.
basically the
6
style.
months, this will be a thing still or something.
Like,
which crown?
You say you should pull it out and show him.
well, I was gonna say I
The
kind
crown
of
or
want
the
to finish
okay
the story.
crown?
Yeah.
Or bad
I mean,
crown,
as soon as you
okay
mentioned
crown.
that you relocated, he just asked that if he could see it.
And politely, I'll say, I'm getting there. I'm in the middle of my story. I'm a bard, and I'll just like pat my bag.
Alright.
And then I just want to finish the climax here. Of we defeat it. We get all the items. The whole place starts caving in. Rocks are falling. Everything. We're also being swarmed by mana worms in this chamber. I decide to teleport us all, forgetting that this is a demiplane.
Does not go well.
It does. Yeah, we all scatter onto these different rock platforms. We are able to work our way through, find each other, and escape this tunnel as it's collapsing. However, we are met as everyone else in the chamber is also trying to flee because they know what's about to happen. So as we leave the chamber, there's a battle pursuing with people fighting on our ship, people firing at our ship, all these harpies and hippogriffs and everything being shot out of this cavern entrance and are fighting everything that's out there. This whole chaos battlefield. We all decide just to get on our ship and try and get the hell out. And as soon as we all get on the ship, we hear the explosion, or implosion, I should say, and it erupts, and all of these creatures and rock just start getting spewed out of this entrance. And along with it was an ancient green dragon, elder, whatever, comes flying out and starts scaring everything away, starts killing whatever's available, makes a few passes on our ship. Luckily, we were able to hold on barely to our lives and try and sail. Then we had to stay sailing through back to the Maelstrom to get out on our barely able to make it through a series of another fire Maelstrom, a Maelstrom that, although not physically dangerous, it did have a gas that put us all to sleep, and eventually made our way back here. And
Limped
with
our way.
that, yeah.
A performance check.
I mean, he was
Advantage,
pretty-
you gave a whole summary of our
He
last.
has advantage.
Okay.
Oh god, with
Oh, that's
advantage. I mean, it is only a 10 roll with 10, so 20 performance.
20. Okay. He is very much taken by the story. The feats of like the clouds themselves are things he's used to.
Mm.
Those things hit the city that you're in itself. Those are kind of like typical
Yeah.
dangers. Doing them back to back to back though is impressive feat to him as well. You can tell he's extremely interested at the thought of a ancient green dragon being released into the. Not that it's an not that it's a crazy thing. But now that's a thing that's happened. It exists out there. So
This guy's playing like the long game.
knows?
Like this guy thinks on the thousands of
Yeah.
years timeline. So
Which to house an ancient dragon there, to get it there, is a thing of its own.
It was for sure an ancient dragon.
Yes,
Okay. Wow.
that's why it was like 2066 or something on its breath.
we could not have fought that thing.
Imrith was an ancient blue dragon.
Yeah, but we were like severely
We didn't
dispositioned.
have. I didn't
You
have.
had a bunch
we
of
didn't have
potions.
anything. We didn't have
We had
anything.
nothing.
You
Yeah.
guys are no. And actually, as a sidebar to just before I jump right back into this, because it would have been shared by Will on the way to and from, the dragon, as you recall, had burst through the storm cloud and then reeled back around to give you guys more coverage as you left. Was a major image by Will from his gun.
Oh.
Yeah, the secondary dragon insertion was not actually a dragon. It was him trying to make the illusion to keep the harpies and things off of the ship enough for you guys to get into the storm cloud.
Oh, you didn't tell us that.
No,
No.
I definitely would have
yeah.
mentioned that, because
That
that's
is
cool.
why he came back. Yeah,
Wow. Wow. That is that's.
because images is how where his is based more on luck and like kind of some duplication. His Avandra gun is based on trickery more so.
Huh.
And making illusions. Also, how he originally escaped in the first place. But sorry, I meant to. So jumping back into this, is he says,
I'll say if
he says, yeah,
and as long as for all the help and what we hope to get to meeting the Elder Tempest, and this is definitely going to be worth it. And then I will pull the crown out and place it on the table.
Pull it closer.
I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it in my
Closer
hand.
to us.
Like lay it out. Hold it out.
He looks at it and says, so it's been a long time. I've seen pictures of it before, but never up close. It looks right. He says, may I? Just to see if it is what you say it is.
I mean, I feel like there's really nothing else we can do here. So
Yeah.
yeah, I hand it over.
He reaches his hand out across like three people across the table. He grabs it. He casts it. You watch as he mutters, identify onto it. Says, so it is what you or it is what I sought. He sets it down back in the middle of the table in front of you guys, and says, so the deal was originally that I get the location and help guide you to the Elder Tempest. Says, and that I will help with. You did, however, succeed in more than I had asked, accomplishing both tasks of bringing the artifacts back to me, as well as
Destroying her lair.
destroying an annoyance of mine, and freeing actually an old friend of mine as well, whether or not you
The
probably
Sphinx?
knew that.
Oh, the Sphinx! I forgot about that. I throw that in the story.
Well, then you've seen him.
The Sphinx? I'm confused. Wait, what?
The Sphinx is the old
It
friend.
was
of-
in the cage.
Remember, we were
Oh.
gonna try and
tried
release
to
it.
unlock it.
Oh, we just let it just flew off, right? Or did we?
We came
send
back
it?
and it was gone.
Rocks had collapsed the cage, and then eventually it was
We
spat out.
tried to pick it, but it was magically enchanted, and we just didn't have the time to sit there and go through it.
Yeah.
You know, I have arcane pick.
So he says,
Sure,
"This
pick through
being
magic.
I think you just rolled not great, like
Yeah, I don't
for both
remember.
of them, but
It was a very high DC,
Yeah.
and you just got
yeah.
shot.
and
every
it was time. Yeah, there was a lot going on, but so because of these things, the Sphinx is nowhere. You don't see the Sphinx or anything, but he knew that the Sphinx was down there, and so as a perk of that, he is thankful and says so. He says, I'm not much of a businessman, but I do know how to repay a
See, I
Someone
have
in my
a feeling about
position
you.
is someone in my position does not consider himself in debt to people ever. However, I would like to reward you for everything you've accomplished. So what is a fitting enough reward?
We need to bypass the maelstrom.
Yeah, we need to not only locate the other Tempest, but we need to be able to get to him.
He says,
Especially a
well,
ship.
and for that I had mentioned the use of a Marenoloth.
Mm-hmm.
He raises one of his hands and creates an extremely loud snap with his finger. After about a couple seconds, you see on one of the pillars, because there's these platforms above you, you see two Jinn come out, kind of like grabbing arm and back of this really skinny looking hooded figure. The hood is currently up, really sunken eyes, looks to be about as close to skeletal, but still has skin as something could be, and it seems to be captive by them. And it says, and for that I have went out and searched for one. I can't force it to do anything for me, as you may or may not know, all devils work mostly on contract. So that's something we could either work on as part of your reward, or you can work out between yourselves and the Marenoloth.
Isn't that crown help with that? Doesn't it?
Hmm?
Doesn't the crown help with, commanding a devil?
Well, you're giving him the crown.
Can't he command the
Can't
devil
just-
to just help us?
He's not attuned to the crown.
How would your
He would just-
military do it?
He wants to have it in his possession so that it doesn't fall into wrong hands at the moment, or whatever other reasons
Well-
he has for it.
Well, we could figure out that part out. But we need ship too.
Yeah, and I'll bring up this point. Like,
Starship.
yeah, we can figure something out with Milenoff. Maybe I don't know what kind of contract we can come up with right now off the top of my head, but we do need a ship, as ours was quite destroyed getting through all of this.
So, the crown has been returned. I will issue you the direction and the whereabouts of the Tempest. We can repair your ship, and I will send you away with Marenoloth. However, you will have to discuss a contract with it if you think that is fair.
Yeah, I mean that's everything I wanted.
Is that everything we wanted? I'm trying to double check off the top of my head.
Yeah,
We just wanted the ship. We wanted where to go and a Milenoff.
yeah. Everything else was,
Oh, I'm trying to remember. Did
Stuff-
Will and that?
those
Did they
are-
ask for like anything else?
they wanted a place to stay.
They're asking to kind of have a safe place to recuperate themselves.
Well,
and
yeah. I meant that's with us. I meant like
As
with
as not ready as I was for the conversation, this is a big shock to them. Everything they went through with AOC, so they are now having been this close to getting back someone that means so much, and it just not working out. They just need time to step back and reevaluate and kind of look at things. So knowing that you guys are as strong as you are and also have a safe haven of sorts, they would like to try and do that. And so that's kind of really what they're seeking. Getting their ship fixed was a big part of it, so that's mutually beneficial between you guys and them.
I mean, try to see if you can see if not only just is there anything extra they can do, for the ship to, help it be prepared to go into,
Can you make one of these bars in my hometown?
Unfortunately, no. I don't think I could make that. It takes quite a long time to prepare something this magnificent.
Even on a smaller scale, like what about a room size?
Because I don't think it quite works that
Just the
way.
bar top.
You're a smart guy. I'm sure you can figure it out.
he's gonna get
We'll
back
see- we'll
blade
see.
injury.
We'll see about that.
Smart.
So I guess inform me a little bit, but this is a giant storm that we'd be flying into.
Ocean.
Is there any way you could help us out in actually prepping our ship to?
Well, that's what the Marenoloth is for.
And
So
he would what? Just make sure we don't take damage, or
what the Marenoloth actually does, they are devils, so they are signature and contract bound. They will uphold a contract no matter what. Marenoloths don't fight. They are not fighters. It will likely sit below your deck and control your ship. Upon entering a ship, it makes its lair. So make sure that any contract that comes up with it is very heavily worded in a sense that you don't lose your ship to while it's aboard, it becomes essentially a layer to it. The ship at the start of every round regains 40-10 hit points. It increases its speed by 30 feet, and
Is it the top of the round, or is it just like a natural?
Did we still have to have?
it's like a layer effect 'cause it kind of rotates through them.
Okay.
But for the sake of this, because it's not fighting, it's just focused on that.
So if we have that, does the chick still have to do her thing, or this thing just takes care of
So-
all the driving?
Some other things. The ship doesn't sink even if its hull is breached, which in this case, its sails and all that, whether they're torn or not, will function to the same effect. The ship always stays on course to the destination the Miranelov names, which is how you're going to get the exact coordinates, because there is no destination as this is a Parsec danger station. You still need that part of the information. And then creatures the Miranelov chooses to take on the ship aren't discomforted by wind or weather, though it doesn't protect against damage. So things could still fly and hit the ship, but it'll essentially keep the ship on course and the ship from just being destroyed. So
Okay.
they are very frail creatures. They are not very strong.
You can go in that little.
How long? Do we have some time? How long is it gonna take for the ship to be repaired? Hopefully, not too quickly.
Well, we can make it be as slow as you would like, but we could have your ship up and repaired. I didn't see it myself actually, but I mean, with our at most 3 days.
Just out to 5 days, right? We're not
No,
rushing.
3 days.
You can
3
stretch
days
it as long as you'd like. By 3 days, I'll have the ship up and ready.
You can calm down. Um,
3 days is pretty good.
I will
May I
say
be excused?
no. What are you doing?
I have to get drunk.
You could drink right here.
Yeah, but I got more plans to do, and I think we're done here, right? Like we got everything taken care of.
Don't dismiss yourself from the great
I'm
Khalees.
asking.
He says in general though to the group, I guess, is at this point, I think we've come to a great agreement.
Shit, I thought like there was something else I was gonna ask, and then I got distracted.
I'm sorry. What do you want?
You're
from me?
more than welcome to make use of the chambers. You forever have an ally in the Great Khalif. Well, forever's a long time. You have until
We die.
something goes wrong. An ally in the Great Khalif. I do wish you the best in your journey. You're the best in your quests and for the material plane. But
Before he dismisses us, there is one more thing I'd like to ask.
what's that?
Would it be? I don't know. This, you guys being Jin and everything that goes up here. Is there any sort of adventuring supplies you guys might have that we could acquire?
We don't take stock of regular supplies of that sort. Is there something specific you're looking for? And I could
healing
have some.
potions.
We could have potions brought around.
Okay.
Also, anything.
Are you
that-
looking for anything past normal or greater? Because at that point, it's going to cost you some. But I could otherwise bring you some of what I give stock to our troops.
If you have anything great,
That would be
I'm
great.
willing to buy.
We stock healing and greater pretty heavily, and I will be happy to bring you guys a small supply to take with you at no charge. Again, if you'd like something more, we can have that brought up here as well. But again, that'll be at the going rate, the standard going rate.
Well, and I'll leave that if anyone wants to pay for that. But yeah, the stocking supplies would be great.
Okay. So then, is there anything other than potion? Just the potions that he'll send out for you.
Wind resistance, lightning resistance.
Lightning resistance would be very useful for you.
Lightning resistance
Would it-
potions or stuff.
I would like.
Unfortunately, those are kind of rare, as
Nobody really needs them.
we are all innately immune to lightning. So,
Can I just wear like
you.
not you, your majesty, your greatness, but like one of your military guys, like that guy out the front door. He's not doing anything.
He is guarding the front door.
as everyone here has a purpose, but I'll see what we can muster up. We might have some stuff around.
Like from somebody who thought that their lightning resistance might have helped them or something, and it didn't. They're like in your jail cells or something.
Well, some of the shock troop that you had seen out there, which would be the Silver Turban Legion, they are all humanoids. So they exist. It exists in the group. So while it's not a native thing they carry, they do have it. So
whatever you can offer.
whatever he can find. But at this point, I think I am more than generous, and I
Yes.
think we have a nice agreement and a successful mission. So, that being the case, I will. He says I will keep hold of the Marenaloth
Until the ship's ready.
until the ship is ready. Once you all dock, I will have it escorted aboard your ship, where you can negotiate with it your terms. If possible, you can bring it back. If not, kill it. I'll find another one.
Is Victor kind of any like qualms with us like making deals with devils?
Well,
Cares.
he's with Evandra now. He's not like his old god, so I don't really think there's any like divine
Evandra's-
punishment or anything he'll get.
No, yeah, he's probably.
I mean,
I'm just curious.
It's gonna be
Evandra's
the
not.
wordiness of it for him. You know?
Evandra's not evil, but she's
Only
more
one-
about
only
adventuring
one
and being
person has to
cool
make
and
the
not.
deal with the contract.
do good.
I'll make the contracts with the devil.
Huh, okay.
It doesn't have to be him.
Well, I was gonna say we might even just let, like, we can talk with Will and them.
It's their ship,
Because
really.
it's their ship that they
Yeah.
that they could be losing out on. So it's up to them.
That's probably best. Let them take care of it.
I mean, but we can talk to them because I want to work it correctly because we need to get.
Oh yeah,
We need to get.
we gotta get a
Contract
lawyer.
with the devil's nothing new to me.
But got word it because if we just say take us to the Elder Temple, as soon as we get there, he's like, all right, fuck you guys, and like sends us off the ship. So we can talk about that in a minute. I think we're all done with the conversation.
He's a very frail, like I said, as he said, it's a very frail individual that you guys could probably kill very quickly should you choose to. And when a devil dies, you know it just goes back to hell. So, as long as you don't give it the opportunity to do something, that's yours. Oh no, it
Kill
isn't.
itself.
Huh?
It just kills itself. Like I don't like you guys. Fuck off.
So, at this point,
It's like a free plane shift.
I think we're gonna get hammered for 3 days.
yeah, you guys are escorted out of this little chamber as he bids you farewell.
On the first night, I switch everybody's clocks back.
It has no effect because we're not using time.
Like 5 hours.
He has keen mind. I don't think that.
Doesn't work.
I get Jam Man so drunk that he misses a day. He just sleeps right through it.
I mean, I probably will, but I'm also going to be performing, since we have new stories now, for all our fans here
Ooh,
in the
and
Great Hall.
we got like we got brought in shackles. Like it looked real cool. They cut the music, you know. Like,
Exactly, and then we got to eat dinner with the Great Khalif, and then we like walked away like, what's up?
And then as soon as you guys do
Everybody wants
leave,
to come talk to us.
the guard does dissipate around. You guys have your 3 days of music, enjoyment, and everything else. Or longer.
Do you want some
Three
performance roles here?
Things. Yeah, go ahead. Just, you have a good repertoire with this place anyway.
23.
Okay.
Ooh, 28. And 24.
Okay. Yeah, overwhelmingly, the people here are going to be very fond, knowing, and memory of you guys. You guys are treated with a lot of respect, albeit the goofy nature that you find yourself in a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
It's hit or miss with people.
It's
Some
hit or
people
miss.
love it.
Right.
Some people think you're a nuisance.
I think I grow on everybody.
I'm done.
I'm pretty sure.
I think over time. Once they all get drunk again, it's
Do we
all.
put some more ketchup on this plate?
no, it's okay. Thanks.
I'm like swimming in it.
All right, so then to you guys are brought the equivalent. Are you guys just splitting the health potions, or should I just give you guys the grand total?
Split them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the grand total would be enough for two regular potions and 1 greater for each person.
Okay.
So that is handed out accordingly, which is their typical shock troop. They also come, and the person who arrives is essentially a genie, but it's the dude from and he's one of those jacket people,
Oh.
just lined though. And so he does. He says if superior or supreme, he says I have it all as far as
What's
potions
a
go.
supreme?
10d4 plus 20,
Fuck, how much is that?
How much is that?
a lot.
How much
I
is
mean-
he selling it to us for?
I mean, give me a number.
I'll give you 1 material plane gold.
I'm secret.
It is much
rich.
more valuable than the airplane gold.
10d4 plus 20 is going to be 7,500 gold.
Okay, but that's airplane gold. What if I gave you material plane gold?
Gold is gold. Gold is gold is gold.
I mean,
Precious
like-
gems are precious gems.
But wood's pretty hard to find up here. What if I just gave you wood?
I'll take gold. So superior, which is 8d4 plus 8, is 2,500.
What do I do with this?
More graders are 300 apiece.
Oh shit! I gotta help here, huh?
More healing potions are 50 apiece.
We got
Should you choose?
850 platinum on us on the party bag. So how much is that? What's what
8,500?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be one supreme. Supreme also don't come around very often, so
I mean, that's a huge chunk of healing.
it is.
It's all of our money though.
Yeah, no, I think it's too much for.
Yeah.
We have healers.
Yeah.
How much is
in
this
the party.
super?
Superior, the
Yeah.
second highest one.
Yeah.
3. No, 2,500. 2,500. 8d4 plus 8.
God, they're so expensive.
Yeah, it jumps.
Healing's like the most OP thing in D&D because it's so hard to come by.
Mm-hmm.
Considering too, you guys have gotten a lot of magic items to help with it, and it's still you guys run out of that. Like,
I pumped heals the entire Heresy fight.
yeah.
The whole time.
Let's not use that as an example, because like that did not go well.
Did not go
I mean,
well.
I mean, throughout the entire thing, I burned through everything I had.
Did you guys want to purchase any of the potions?
I'm not gonna purchase anymore.
No, I think. Oh yeah, no.
Okay. The
I
greater,
got-
if you want any more greater healing, those are pretty normal prices.
There's has some healing potions on him.
Okay.
I'm gonna transfer them to the bag.
You guys receive 2 lightning resistance potions wherever they're gonna go. So,
Nice.
Okay. Well, I asked for something more.
yeah, you guys are you specifically are brought 2. You were the person who asked the question.
I was gonna say I think Varys and Victor should have them, but
He's literally an elemental.
that's a good point actually. Since you don't pick a steam elemental, I think we'll be.
I
Okay.
just marked them in the party bag though, so we keep track of them.
That's fine.
Remember, water's weak to electric,
Do you have any other lightning ones potions in there?
but electric is weak
I
to
feel like
rock.
that at some point you might have.
We have like no potions.
Oh no, it's Pokemon rules.
We
It's
got
Pokemon
shit.
rules.
I don't know what Pokemon rules.
Not even in the armory, I don't think.
Electric's weak to, or is it ground?
You know,
Round. Yeah, I think.
because I think a lot of the
rock
potions that
is
have been
pretty
taken and picked up
I
along
think
the
rock
way,
is like
people just
neutral, but rock
What's
itself is usually defensive.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
we just people take them for themselves. So,
Yeah, I think that.
and I don't know what it was like when Barry was tracking,
Oh,
because I didn't track
A
her.
Metal?
running list, but
I
that's
think
all.
metal's
That's what
effective
the
against
past.
it.
That was a while ago now.
Against
Yeah.
electric.
yeah, because electric's good against water, and or no, maybe electric's good against water and metal. I don't remember.
All right. So, potions are brought. Good times are had. A few days pass. The ship is ready to disembark if you guys are. Is there anything else you guys can think of before we leave town? Before we hold your peace.
No, I mean, I will drag Trogo out of there if I have to.
Literally, it's.
You
And
start sedate drugging his liquor to go to sleep.
And by
You wanna
dragging,
take
I
a
mean,
ride so you can eat.
When
I
I know
mean,
this,
Victor will
Huh?
drag Trogo
Yeah.
out of there
When I-
because I can't do it.
when I know the ship's getting close to getting down there, but and, like I know Phil's looking for me, or J-Man's looking for me, I wanna roll stealth.
While drunk.
He's like the
Yeah.
kid you're trying to get
Go
out of
ahead,
the
but you're
McDonald's
definitely
plate.
100% disadvantage because you're 100% drunk.
Okay. Well,
Just
even at
100?
disadvantage, I'm at
And you
a-
still have disadvantage on your.
Oh
check
wait, my
against
cloak
them.
gives me advantage though. So.
Yeah, I'm still calling it straight disadvantage just for this.
You're so drunk.
Damn, dude.
It's alright. I
You
mean,
spent
I have
3 days on a bender.
I have
right now.
disadvantage to find you.
I can only imagine you were in the worst state you've been in.
That's a 20.
Disadvantage on the deception.
Oh, okay.
Because the cloak still gives you disadvantage to find.
Oh wait, well that's fine. I can do it.
And like once I get away from him, I'm gonna use rope trick,
And hide in your thing.
and I'm gonna hide in my dimension, and just every time I'm ready for my drink to fill back up, I just stick my hand out and bring it back in with me for an hour, and then eventually it falls off, and then I go back.
Yeah, no, I only rolled a 16.
Fall out of your bowl.
Like I'm drunk, so I'm probably not paying attention to the time.
You have no issue hiding in your plane of your second plane while Jammin scurries the area looking for you.
God.
Nowhere to be
Drogo.
seen.
I'm on the sending stone. Drogo.
No response. He's
Get
He
another
like
plane.
he like casts like a locate objects or something on me. He's like, it's not.
It's just all of a sudden I just see a little blip on like my radar of
Yeah,
like
as your
your
hand
hand
is
reaching
out.
out.
He was just here. Where'd it come from?
Son of a bitch.
I know you did that.
How are you
goddamn
doing
rope
this?
trick. All right. After that silliness.
I wish I would have
ensues-
caught you trying to cast it and I just counterspell it.
Oh,
And then I turned you into a chipmunk.
I want to go. No.
I still will turn you into a chipmunk if I have to.
Quickly. Let me stay here. He's like, yeah, you can stay.
He's like, sure thing, bud.
Fuck it. Alright. I think that is that. So, boarding the ship with the monologue.
Oh, we kind of didn't figure out what our
Exactly.
contract would be.
Memento.
I wanted to talk to Will and those guys about it because it's their ship, and say like, look, like, you know, I know you guys said you're gonna go with us, and that's all good, but this is still your ship, and so I want you guys in on the conversation, or perhaps to say the contract with the Menomina, since
Memorable.
you know whatever we do for the contract or whatever the wording we use is, it's gonna be your ship is the. And I mean, we'll help you kill the thing and take it back if need be, but
He says, well, it is worth noting that most devil contracts are bound to someone's soul. While the ship might be what it's at stake physically, oftentimes devils deal in souls, not in items, not in magic, not in coin.
Good, because you're a soulless,
If that's
money
something
grubbing
that comes
captain.
up, I'm very happy to discuss this, but that is quite a steep price for any one of us to pay, and so we should probably consider what that might mean.
wait, like we just give up the soul for good, or can we get it back
You
if we
could
complete the
lose your
contract?
soul.
That's how the contract goes.
Would you be willing to give up the ship if you guys are coming back with us?
Says I prefer not having to. There's
You can't plane shift
quite
the ship.
a lot of money in here. And no, and if we got a plane shift out, then we got a plane shift out, but I'd like to hope we can escape with the ship still.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think we might be able to get out of not giving up a soul completely if
So,
we.
well, do you know what?
Give up the ship.
If someone is bound through a devil contract, there's no escaping that.
There's no.
Yeah.
You could kill the devil; it'll reform, and that contract will still be binding.
Yeah, well, what if we make the contract completable?
Oh, we don't know what the devil wants yet, so we
I
gotta.
think this, okay, we can go for it. I don't know what completable means in the terms of this soul contract.
Yeah.
Well, I don't plan on ever dying, so I might be able to make this work.
Jam Man, he's like a 18-year-old.
Realize that's not
invincible.
like
I will be a.
that is 0 with 3 death fails. That is considered dead. That would be forfeiture of soul.
So like, even if you could be revived, like in a minute with Revivify, you
And there's no soul there. There's no revival.
There's no soul.
How long does the soul take to get?
Hmm?
Like, does the soul immediately go there?
Depends on the contract.
Oh, okay.
If the contract is for a straight trade of the soul, should you die, then yeah, that's what happens. And then the only way to get that back then would be to go to the 9 hells and kill the person whose contract it is, or find a way to negotiate yourself out of it, or to
It's like if
wish
my
it away
soul
maybe.
is left-
And even wish is still a fidgety thing with devil contracts. So,
Me personally, I don't care. I'll make the deal.
As the most recent person to die.
Oh no,
you
that's
are.
me.
That is you.
Like I said, let's not use the
Let's
last
not
like
get
2
carried
weeks
away.
as our baseline.
Yeah.
I don't typically die.
Well, did
I'll
you
tell you what.
fail all your death saves?
While I'm here,
Yeah, I was dead.
yeah, okay.
sorry, before we
You got
leave,
to me
during this 3
you got
days,
in Revivify
if I
range
could get
just as I
another audience
failed
with
my
the
last
Khalif,
3.
or just talk to anybody that seems knowledgeable, and ask them if they've ever heard of a potion that brings it back to life. Bring somebody back to life.
Oh, shit.
That would be-
Oh
I
yeah.
have the fucking thing.
Make a thing. Oh yeah, you do have.
I have the fucking thing.
I forgot about that.
Wait, what?
That thing is a crazy
That
thing.
is
though.
a fucking crazy. Where is it at? It's like the elixir of
Make an investigation check.
absolution.
Uh-oh. What does the elixir of absolution do?
Make an
It
investigation
makes
check.
your existence go away.
Uh,
Like you live, but your memory is erased from everybody who's ever known you. Like it is like you had never existed,
12.
and you can start your life over from there.
Yeah.
So like I could do it. And I
Oh, you
I
drink
ha-
it and nobody
I-
knows you exist.
Yeah.
It gets you out of that kind
I
of.
have-
gets you out of the
I have
contract, it
the
gets you
out.
Oh.
That being
But you
But
said,
it is,
your
it is
memories.
absolute though.
As
So there's no. As soon as
you
that's
can't
gone,
even remind people of you.
no, you're gone. So you're gone from the contract, but you're also gone from the party. You're gone from all of your stories. No longer feature this person.
Whoa.
There's zero. Anything.
I've told a lot of stories.
Yeah.
That's a lot you're missing out on.
Wow.
And it's all
Okay.
forgotten. So it's a big. There's a lot of downs to the up as well, but
Man,
it exists.
there's a lot of
Wow.
there's a lot of things.
You have that on you?
I'm like, oh, Troy was gotta have a potion here to bring it back somewhere. This one.
Oh.
Who is this? Doesn't matter.
Oh God, what's this dead body?
Yeah, it's
You
dead.
guys like, put all these magic items on it. Let's check them for coins.
No,
Like-
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. What is
It
this
was-
fucking weird banjo thing?
12.
12. Yeah, no one is familiar with it.
Forever doomed.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm just gonna straight up disappear off the plane of the earth.
You know, when it finally happens, he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, "Well, I gave you this chance and this. You
I
could
gave
have
you this
asked
chance."
this person and this
When you
person."
guys were level 4 in Tribor, you could have asked this one person.
Yeah.
I've got like
You didn't ask the witch that was living in that attic of that one broken down bar. You guys.
The one that turned into a
a
hag that I have in a
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
have
that
her-
she.
I have her in a bag still.
I have like a 15-year count of money that's still plot going through my head right now. It's like I'll do the soul contract, guys. I'll do it.
Do you keep all your memories?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So you know all of us and everything we've done. We just have
And where all of your stuff is, and I'm the sneakiest one.
No.
Oh yeah, you're gonna try to rob us.
You'll wake up one day and everything is gone.
Everything.
Also, the least magically adept.
Hey, I don't need the magic.
You do to get in that armory.
I have the
He
code.
has the codes in it. He has the way in it, just like you guys do.
All right, we gotta implement like a changing lock.
You won't even know.
We won't know.
You won't know.
We're discussing this right now. We're discussing it right now, though.
As soon as he takes it, it's gone. This conversation never happened.
This is out of the game. We're talking about this, but
You guys would go back to Trogo's room being there and his stuff and be like, and just be so confused.
and just be like, oh, this is just a guest room.
yeah, we just store things here, and then you would probably get
This
hit
is
by
where
some
Teresh-
poisonous trap.
Well, we've had so many people leave. Like, wait, was this was Teresh's room, right? We just
Was this
forget.
that one monk we had?
Yeah.
Nightstone. Or was this that one tiefling we had for 5 minutes?
Oh,
What
yeah.
was this?
It was all
Quite the rotating cast.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know we did Teresh's room. That's the armory. So
Mhm.
somebody disappeared. She left her badger though. So sorry.
Oh yeah, the badger's still there.
No, the bedroom one.
Yeah, eat it.
Let's take 5 minutes so I can draw pick this.
Don't forget to eat your food.
We'll take 5 though.
Got ship prepared.
Well, I still
Got it.
from
What's
Phil?
it? Millennium?
You know,
It is MERREN.
you feel low, don't worry about it.
Oh, you did. So, yeah, no, I got it.
TH.
Sorry, I just didn't hear you. I was
Oh, no worries.
Sorry.
spacing out.
Around.
I thought you were like,
MERREN.
I don't know.
Nope, I just was spacing
OLO.
out.
I
So.
was like,
TH.
never feel too
Renaloff.
concerned about just saying
Renaloff,
that.
yeah.
I wrote it. Oh no, I wrote it right the first time.
I'm still pretty good.
Oh, no, I did. I put Millennium.
Still.
That's
Yeah,
not
there's
too
weird
bad.
names. All the
Okay.
Urlots are
Right.
super weird
Let me
names.
take one from you.
So got Moreno off. Got ship repaired. Got healing potions. And essentially directions to the Elder Tempest. So how does that work? Because he actually has directions to the Elder Tempest, or like basically using the Morenoloth, we can just get to the Elder Tempest.
No, he's going to give you guys essentially a way to locate the Elder Tempest,
Oh, okay.
which hasn't happened, but that's how you guys receive that when it's time to leave, which is right when we get back from break.
All right, now I'm back in the save. Is that everything? We got the ship repaired. We got the Morenoloth. We got the healing potions. We got the directions to the Elder Tempest. That's pretty much it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there's some interesting things they've changed Lone Wolf to where
Last water bottle.
it hard caps your abilities at 10. So the most you'll ever be able to get your Pyro, your Giro is up to 10. In non-Lone Wolf, you can get it up to like 20.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they've nerfed it because people were really OP on Lone Wolf. So there's a lot of like look up this Elementalist build. It's like it uses like all of the things because that's you kind of split your shit because you have so many points. But yeah,
That was you told me you can respec your character and stuff, right?
yeah. So you can't when you're in Fort Joy, but when you leave, you can. And then going forward, yeah, you can just respec at will. Doesn't cost anything.
Like I said, this one I'm kind of just doing the lone wolf. I'm mostly
It will
just playing
change
the game.
everything.
But if we get our own campaign going, I'll probably just make a new character.
Oh yeah, that's definitely, yeah. No.
Because I also want to see what you guys are playing, and then I kind of want to make my build around.
I don't know what I'm gonna do if we do a multiplayer. I've been thinking about it too. I'm like, oh man.
I found this site by this dude like Fextra Life.
Yep, that's what I got all my builds on.
Yeah.
I'm using I'm running a 4-person party with all of the origin characters: Ifin, Lowe's, Red Prince, and Beasts.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm running Ifin as a duelist. Fucking massive crits on backstabs. The Red Prince, he's running as a Eternal Warrior.
That build looked cool though.
Yeah,
Using necromancy to make your like life
it's
stealing
cool.
just
Oh
unkillable
yeah,
by
and like
offense.
if I just turn on his life stealing like Vampiric Hunger, you turn that on and then you throw challenge on something and you kill him. You could just restore all of your like physical and magic armor all at once. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. Lowe's is doing the Elementalist, and then I've got Beast running Summoner. He's running Druid, the Druid thing, but it's focused at like summoning a giant incarnate. That's fucking awesome.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah, no, that's the site though. That's got a lot of good builds on there.
Yeah, I'm doing whatever one it's called, like the Tectonic Sage or something.
Okay, I think I looked at that one.
And the whole point is I'm an elf, so I use Flesh Sacrifice. I haven't picked up Elemental Affinity yet. But once I get that, once I use Flesh Sacrifice and cast Contamination,
Oh yeah.
the blood underneath me turns into a poison pool,
Nice.
which gives me Elemental Affinity, which makes all my spells cost 1 less.
Yeah.
And
Yep, that's great.
So I just get to spam all my Geomancer spells, and because I have Torturer, they all go through Magic Armor. The CC and stuff goes through Magic Armor.
Yeah.
So I entangle everybody, I slow them, I poison them, and I just like
Yeah,
do all
man,
this
you're-
AoE.
You picked it right up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and like just the strategies of like, okay, I'm gonna cast Rain with this character, and then the next per turn on the other one you cast like a lightning bolt and you shock everybody, or you freeze it. There's so much cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's dope. That's why I feel it would be fun if we get like a little four
Yeah, it
party
totally
going.
would be. It would be. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. It's just such a long game. I'm like, oh my god, I'm finally where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I still have like 30, 40 more hours to go. And I'm like, well, just keep on trucking.
You'll get there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm splitting time between Assassin's Creed Odyssey and this now. This has my attention like full front. But
I was splitting between 76 and this, but I haven't touched 76 in a few weeks, and I feel kind of bad because I convinced Joe to buy it. But like they released some bad patches, and I was just like, all right, well, I need to get back. Like, I gotta keep focused on Divinity because I've been playing it since October.
He has Divinity, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just get that going.
Yeah.
And you won't feel bad about him not playing 76.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna play 76. I'm just letting them make the game slightly better, get some performance patches in there, and maybe things will be less buggy.
You got so much hope in this game.
I got a little bit of hope, but I'm not too worried about it because I only have so much time for video games, and I started this one in October, and I gotta keep it going. But it's like a 120-hour campaign, so I mean, it takes a long time.
Yeah. I know I couldn't get 120 hours into a game months.
I'm trying to because I have so many games on Steam that like either I haven't played or start and I never finish. So like a year or two ago, I started like if I start a game, I finish a game.
That's the
Like
hit.
as long as I'm having fun. If it's like a shitty game and I'm not having fun, yeah, fine, don't finish it. But
There was one game I picked up that I thought would be a super fun game if I got people to play it, and I completely forgot I got it. Because it was like just a Steam sale, like $1 or something.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
called
one
like
of those.
Witch It or something. And it's literally like, it's like a hide and seek game or something, but like it breaks up into like village people and witches. And I forget like the whole point, but like the witches can like just turn into objects and hide themselves like in plain view. And the villagers like running around with pitchforks trying to find the witches, and the whole point is like It's like a witch hunt that you have to survive. But it's it's just like the mechanics of it all seem fun because like the witches can like turn people into things. They can turn themselves into like objects and just hide in plain sight.
Could be interesting.
I don't know. It just looked like a little fun thing, and I completely forgot I had it and never picked it back up.
Yeah, it happens.
I have like a lot of games like that.
I bought a ton of Humble Bundles years ago, so
That's probably where I got it from.
you just pick all sorts of shit up in those.
You know what? I think that is where I got it from because there was one that had Rocket League on it,
Mm.
and I was like, I gotta pick this up because everybody plays it,
Yeah,
and I haven't played it, so.
yeah.
I'm gonna do another dope contract at some point. I'm having fun writing this, but I'm not gonna really get it as worded as appropriately as I want to. So to keep things moving, I'm going to flesh out the details and not hold it to the Q's and T's of a devil contract. It's a lower level devil, so he's more amateur in his contracts.
Okay, fair enough.
So, well, this is kind of fun to do. So essentially, we get to this part where you guys are guided back to the ship. Upon boarding, the same person. Yeah. The person, the larger guardian that was there, hands you guys essentially a small orb, which is a beacon towards the Great Serpent, that will be glowing in a green color as long as you are heading in the direction of the serpent.
So what is this? This is the orb.
It's an orb of navigation, yeah.
Orb of navigation.
Specifically that seeks out the Great Serpent. So you guys will have that. You guys watch as chained and currently manacled, being guided up, is this withered figure of the Renaloth. And it is then guided. Upon it, getting onto the ship, it asks where would you like this thing?
Put it in the bottom.
Okay. He's guided to below the deck and then just kind of pushed to the ground. As they were getting ready to leave, one of the kind of like, I guess, guards that is up there says, he says that the Great Cleave did notice that you guys are a little light as far as crew. He offers up 2 people if you'd like, 2 Jinn to help
Help with the ship.
on this, yeah, to help with the ship.
Yeah.
Yes, tell them we appreciate it.
As long as it's
Okay,
not
much
giving us those
appreciated.
dirty.
So, as that happens, 2 of them do board. Both of them are Myrmidons. They're pretty heavily armored. They don't have legs. They do. See, each one stands about 8 feet, 7.5 feet tall.
What are your names?
Floats. Let me think. I don't know how you just hear the wind blowing as they try to talk to you.
All right, and
Yeah. But nonetheless, they do seem to know how to work around a ship, work and navigate, or well, not navigate, but to deal with the sails as well as that. Marinoloth is currently down below the deck. You guys begin to disembark from there, begin to pull away. And as the ship turns, the orb turns from this bluish color, and you watch as like a green kind of like comes over it as the ship angles in a direction, heading away from the city. You guys begin to head in that direction. Shortly after, you all make your way down deck with Will as well as Cedric. Irva is manning the front at the moment, and one of the genies is manning the steering. As you guys go down, you see this figure is just kind of collapsed on his knees, just kind of like head hunched forward, standing, still manacled, or still like kneeling, still manacled where it is.
well,
How do
is
we
anybody else?
word this? Technically, we have the navigation there, so really we just need him to safely get us into the Maelstrom to converse with the Elder Tempest and to get us out of the
I
Maelstrom.
think you just have to word it like take us to the Elder Tempest, right?
I mean, can we get more specific?
I don't think we can get more specific.
We,
What else
we,
do we know?
we tell it.
We know how
where
to get
we
to the
tell
Elder
it where to
Tempest.
go, but not for the contract. I don't know.
The orb tells us how to get to him. We need him more for protection through the storm.
You see,
Yeah,
as the
but-
figure's back is currently to you,
it seems to be like kind of like its arm seems to be moving on the ground in front of it, as it seems to be just kind of like riding on the ground directly in front of it.
Coming the ship.
You're making this lair. Yeah, this is your home now, buddy.
Again, its back is to you as you have this conversation. So what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I mean, he said that all we need to do is tell it where to go, and then like go straight there. So, as long as, and then it'll be bound to this ship for the
remainder of the contract.
right.
You have the direction, so not necessarily super useful here, but in Reneloth, if you tell it a location, can go there. Because you're seeking a creature, the orb is really your only actual navigation, but it's also certain. So the Reneloth's not actually navigating the ship.
Yeah.
It just keeps it repaired. Now, after you get the serpent, if you guys still have the ship and the Reneloth, you could then...
Until it takes us back to that original
Exactly.
place.
Yeah, you could use it to take you somewhere else. Or to a portal to the plane of air. You could choose what it's going to be at that point.
Okay.
Oh, so this isn't like a specific task we're contracting him. This is more of a protect the ship kind of contract.
Yeah, this is what are you gonna give it to stay aboard? The Great Khalif brought you this creature,
Gotcha.
and now it doesn't have to do anything for you.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the contract isn't like a specific task. It's more of like they stay on board, protect the ship, and we give up.
No,
the
let's
soul.
just ask it what its terms are. Or something. I don't know. Just
What are your terms?
Okay.
Turn over
It
here.
doesn't respond. It seems to still just be scrawling onto the deck, the lower deck of the ship.
I get in its face.
As you come around the corner of it, you see it is drawing out a series of words as it's attempting to form. It's forming the contract on the deck itself. As it moves its finger across, it etches into the deck like a burn of wood coming off of its finger from some sort of ignited flame, or it just seems to be running hot. As the
Is
word
there like a
smolders.
TLDR?
That's what you want with a demo contract.
Yeah.
Just sign it.
yeah.
Is this like a terms and conditions thing? Can I just click the checkbox?
Yep, you certainly can.
Red.
So as you
Can
come
I
around,
attempt to hand him a piece of paper and a pen?
he has etched these words into the deck itself at the moment. So as you come around, as you guys all get into vision of what it does say. It says, I'm not going to phrase, like I said, I'm going to generalize this because I don't have the exact wording down yet, but you gather from it that this devil's name is Kanar.
Oh, okay.
Says by using
Knights and nobles and rogues, huh?
he says on terms for you. Yeah, I know. So why? On terms for you guys, Kanar will safely guide you to the Elder Tempest. While in the presence of the Elder Tempest, you as the signing party will negotiate or take one scale from the Elder Tempest, which is to be given to Kanar no later than the first encounter with the Great Worm. Once the scale has been delivered to Kanar, the contract is considered null and void. Should any fatal harm come to Kanar, the contract is considered broken and the signer forfeits soul to Kanar. Should a scale not be presented to Kanar after the first encounter with the Elder Tempest, the contract is considered void and the signer also forfeits their soul.
So if we get him a scale, it's all Gucci. If we don't, somebody loses a soul.
Yes.
Oh,
And if
this
he
is great.
dies by any means,
It says, yeah, the contract does
or if he
say,
takes fatal damage by any means.
it says that, yes.
Why is that in there? All you do is go to the plains of hell.
Because
Take that one out.
he doesn't want to die.
Take that one out.
But what if we still come back there and deliver you a scale?
As he goes down, he kind of goes down, singes across the bottom, so a line where obviously someone would sign, or however the case is in this. And as the contract sits there, he says, "For my help, these are my terms." And again, very rattling, kind of like deeper voice, but
Is it just you two there? Because you
no, everyone.
Just
You
one
are
person.
there, Victor's down there,
Persuade him.
Will and Cedric.
He
Okay.
persuaded devil.
I had some persuade the
Um,
Get rid
Well, what do
of
they
the
think?
dev contract. Yes. We can always
He
deliver
says,
the scale
without-
back into hell.
Without the death contract, I take you where you want to go. I help you. You kill me. I never see you again. I need the
But
security.
you also don't get the scale, so then the thing's null and void.
It's only null and void now if I get what I need.
I'm just saying, I don't know what it's gonna happen. I guess it's cool as long as nothing random attacks him. How about this? You word as like no fatal damage coming from any of us, because I don't know what's out there. I can't. I'm not
While
saying.
we
So
protect you.
by the same logic, I expect you to keep me safe.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, well we keep you safe
Without
to the
you,
best of our ability.
without
Like,
you, we probably would not last long.
if there's a giant meteor storm, it's like. I hope
Says
you're
that I
nimble.
wasn't kept safe, and I get my soul.
That's not. I don't know. That is a little bit drastic. I'm pretty sure.
We require safe passage not only in the other Tempest, but out of it as well. Out of his maelstrom.
Make a persuasion check. 'Cause he doesn't have to do. I mean, he knows. You guys could just he could just disagree. You guys kill him. He goes back to hell.
That is a
as life
natural
goes on.
19
Okay.
plus 15, so 34.
Okay. All right. He will guide you out of the. You see it. He begins to etch just further into the wood, so it's like it's an addendum line to like the one line.
First
It's just
addendum.
extending. But he does. He
Paper is way more convenient.
says, to guide you
At the end of his.
to the other tempest, and then out of its storm proximity.
Okay. I walk up and I start signing my name. It's just
Yeah, I
like-
mean, he's going to be the one that might
Okay.
have to steal a scale off of the Elder Tempest.
You're
which
signing
is-
for it.
I'll help you as much as I can get that scale.
Okay.
Trogo Ray.
Just draws a penis.
He has that potion, though,
Okay.
so he's got
It
options.
singes in, and then as soon as the name is signed, the wood presses back up to normal deck, and you see as the devil takes what is now a paper and tucks it away. He stands,
Can I
and
get,
as he does,
can I get a copy for our accounting records?
Sure. No. As he stands, he pulls. You see, as he kind of hovers his hand out, and from like the deck itself, he pulls what is like a large ore out of the ground, kind of like forming from the wood of itself. He takes the ore, begins to plummet the side of it in as it kind of melts back into the deck a little bit. You feel him now becoming one with the ship, layering to it inside of the hall. So, keeping an eye on him. He can move around. He is free to be. He can move. He can do. He doesn't have to stay where he's at. He can be anywhere on the ship at a
How tall
given
is
time.
Kinar?
How tall is he?
Yeah.
Maybe like 5'11".
Oh,
5'10".
imagine being bigger.
Taller but lanky.
He is a
Yeah.
Like a really good bass player. Just like a tall, lanky
That's
like, dude.
funny that you say
With
that.
the oar.
It's like I know, like really.
Exactly.
Yeah,
what it looks like.
I know that exact bass player. He's fucking great.
All right. Well, excellent.
They're all
So
just like tall, lanky, sleazy looking dudes.
simple enough then.
I don't want to call him sleazy looking.
Greasy looking dudes.
You might be able to argue that one.
So, are you guys? Do you have any? So, okay, well, he keeps to himself very quiet. Any conversation that comes up, he does not pay mind to. If you guys ask him to move anywhere, he moves there. He trusts that you guys are obviously there due to not wanting to lose his soul to help him, and so he does believe that he's moving around. Are you keeping him manacled?
Not
Is there any reason that we should keep you manacled, Kinar?
Says, other than comfort, there's no reason.
Are you uncomfortable in them?
I would, yes.
See what other neat things these guys can do.
don't think he definitely doesn't.
I was like, my soul's on the line here, so I kind of want to make you as comfortable.
Yeah, he might.
Or like you just like unchain the manacles and he just
You
kills
might
himself
just
and he's like, fuck you!
Hey, the guy's null and void now.
It's kind of like you got a good reason to like kind of be nice to him because you just might be your owner for like ever if something goes wrong here,
So-
like you're just his.
And we like get split up, and I never see him after we encounter the Elder Tempest.
So watching him, he can make he can dispel magic at will. He can darkness at will, gust of wind at will. He can teleport up to 60 feet. That's an action. Control water, control weather.
Like darkness, like this, like the dark
Darkness
Elves?
spell. Yeah.
Okay. I'm like,
Those are just some of the things he can do, but like I said, he is very frail. He can't take a lot of damage, so it'll be maintained.
Neither can I.
Someone might need to.
here,
Less than you.
here's what we're gonna do, Kanar. How far can you cast that darkness spell?
Per the spell.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Me either.
120 feet, I think, maybe.
I'll buy it.
I used it when we were in the battle. It was like, no,
Oh,
it was like,
yeah.
I think it was 60 feet, maybe.
60 something.
It's like, you're come out, you're gonna cast all the darkness, and I'm gonna teleport in between all of them.
He says, no, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to do.
He'd have to be able to see it, so he'd have to be outside. He'd have to be in the storm essentially.
No,
to-
I'm
wanna go
like
this
right now. I'm just like
No.
just around
Stop it.
around this hall of ship.
Darkness.
Yeah, I teleport
It
to
only
it.
lasts a minute, but
I'm in.
I'm definitely up on deck by this point.
that's fine.
I'm just hanging out.
And he
with
doesn't
devil.
he doesn't do it often. But you guys, I'm saying over the course of the journey to from where you are to there, you see as he like is in one location before teleporting to another. You see him occasionally like he goes to study something or draw out something on the ground, and you see this darkness kind of appear around him. The same thing as we said, controlling the weather. The ship does seem to be moving significantly faster than even before. With a mixture of him and very healthy repairs to the ship.
Irv
You
was
guys
the
are
one
being-
navigating, right, with the orb.
Yes.
Okay.
And at this point, Irva does not need to be even in the front.
She just
That's not true. She does. Because she still has to navigate the winds, with how they change and move.
Mhm.
So while directionally she has the right thing, she still has to be up there to read the winds and guide you. It's still a maze, but the direction is known.
so we can't like cut across winds.
You can, but they,
Oh.
they do slow you down significantly
Okay.
or move you. So that's
Better
pretty
try
much
and like just
how
take
it has to happen.
left and right turns and angle around these winds.
So let me grab my map. Thing. That's not it.
So he's got a giant orb extending out of the ship.
He pulled an oar from it. As he moves around, he carries this oar with him as like a weapon, or just an oar to have with him as a staff.
Never mind. I was picturing like the ferryman,
It's kind of
like just a giant ass oar that like extends through the ship like magically,
Oh,
and
no.
he just like is
Yeah.
magically rowing the ship
I
through
can
the
show you
sky.
what this guy looks like actually. I have it here.
So what do you know about the demon devil war?
No response.
Come on, mate.
What do you know about what you know about that?
I'm just
This is the guy.
oh god.
Oh, so he's a ferryman.
I'm just here
He is a
hanging.
ferryman.
Yeah. That's kind of what I imagined.
What's I feel like I had it written down on an old piece of paper. The one demon's name that we were encountering.
Litwander. Well, yeah, come on, man. We're just hanging out. I'm just asking.
Over the course of it, if you guys, as you guys kind of do ask him
This is
questions,
more
of others,
comfortable chair.
he does not share anything necessarily
I'm
about.
gonna be back. You might as well get your youth out of it.
He shares a decent amount about like no, I mean he doesn't share anything about individual devils or demons, but he does say he says we share no part in the war, we share no part in anything. He says we are the guardians of the river Styx. We ferry people to and from their destinations.
What interest do you have in a scale from this Tempest?
No response.
Worth a shot. I mean,
Come on, man.
just curious.
Come on.
I mean, I can only.
What do you want? What do you want a scale for? Just one scale? You don't want like enough scales to make yourself a nice dress, or what? What are you wearing?
He
Robe?
says we could make another contract if you'd like more than one scale, or if you'd bring me more than one scale. Of course, you would need someone else to sign.
No double jeopardy here.
I don't know how hard it's gonna be to get one scale right now, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
What happened to the last
we have
guy
your
you
bone
tried
and
to
your
get
scale?
send you get the
Just one.
scale?
He says I've never tried before.
What if he just handed it to us like no problem?
Bro, can we
Compass.
can we get a scale?
They're just like floating around up there.
Yeah.
Just so I don't like.
Or
lose
just
my
find out
soul
where
or
he
anything.
sleeps, and then like reptiles that shed. You just
So wait,
He sleeps to the
my
floor.
turtles left scales everywhere. It was gross.
wait, can I ask what your intentions are with the scale?
No response.
You already asked him. What he
I-
wanted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you know what the Elder Tempest looks like? Because we've been trying to figure it out.
He called him a gray worm, which you guys know would be called that as well. But no.
Okay. Okay.
Great worm.
Okay.
Love those.
All right.
Whenever I'm,
You're
oh,
bored as hell, Kanar. So
Yes, he is.
going elsewhere.
Just tending to the ship.
When we get back on top, I write down on a piece of paper, and not say it out loud, but show it to Varys. It basically says, "What if we just hand him a Great Worm scale? That's not the Elder Tempest."
You have a great worm scale.
I don't think double contracts.
I feel like we pulled some off of Emerith. I mean, they're probably back at the thing.
I'm proficient in
Why would you
religion,
get-
so I think I would
You gotta
know
go to
that
Elder
that's
Tempest,
probably
why
just not going to work when it comes to a devil. Like the contract,
Oh,
the way
okay.
it is, it's just it
We're
it
already
would
going to
know.
Elder Tempest, so
you know.
why not just get the scale?
Am I right here? Like it would know if you handed the wrong thing. Like
Hey, I mean, you could try whatever you'd like to try. But
Just an idea.
it's
No,
not.
we only get one try.
Yes,
My
it's an
soul,
idea,
so
but I think
I'm only against
Yeah, I don't
it.
think it's that big of a deal. I think we can, just hang it loose.
Hang it loose.
hang it loose. All right.
I just don't think Trogo's gonna like that idea if we ask him.
I think Chogo's all about that idea if we ask him.
Not.
You're too busy jumping around darkness.
He don't even make. He only made one darkness cloud. He can cast him at will, and he want to play my game for no reason. It's just boring.
No, he did not. He is boring.
Did he? I offer him a drink. Does he drink?
No. He does not consume anything.
That's my actual frustration with this guy right now. Thank you.
You need to sign a
He
contract
very
with a
much
much
not
wilder
likes-
Delpho.
Yeah, someone's got at least got.
I'll give you your wish eventually. I have been coaxing you guys to go to hell for so long now. I can't wait for that day. Now you have assassin devils after you too. Like, eventually you'll have to settle it.
Assassin devils. We're done for. All right.
We already
did.
killed
Yeah.
one.
Huh?
We already killed one.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about that assassin devil. But that's also one.
The bandolier one.
No,
Bandolier.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I wasn't even talking about that. I'm talking about the damn cat lion.
Yeah, Rakshasa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rakshasa.
We have a rock clash on us now.
We fought one.
We fought one when they attacked the school.
Yeah.
You were there.
I don't think.
I was there.
Were you?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah,
Which eventually has to get solved as well.
let's go ahead. Let's do this shit.
What'd you say?
So that eventually has to get solved at some point too.
You have to go to the hell.
Wasn't somebody
kill
with the
rock
Xanatar's guide? The
You know, sometimes you gotta skip a side quest. You just don't have time.
No, it's true. It's just gonna be the needle in the side until you thorn in your side until you guys do nothing about it or do something about it. That's a lot of these things though.
cool. He
How
shows
many
up.
needles do you
Suck
take
him in
out?
my jar, and then I never have to worry about it again.
All right, so you guys do spend a number of days that I'll roll on navigating the winds.
I'm not actually sure how that works.
You do know that with him aboard, you see Occasionally storms will come by. People seem to just bunker down to weather through them at this point, taking minimum damage as the ship repairs itself. You see as a particular firestorm comes through, begins to rip holes in the sails, splinter wood, and the wood very naturally kind of grows back together. The sails mend themselves over the course of a series of time. 40-10 doesn't seem like a lot, but against a ship where it's like ship life is a lot more than a normal, like a fireball damage isn't normal, like, if that makes sense. It'd be like siege damage you would need to really affect it. So it's still healing a ship is a lot, and the fact that it does it
Every turn.
every round
6 seconds.
is a lot. So you guys do get benefits of that. You guys pass through at some point one of those a sleep cloud that you guys are now familiar with.
I like
you do
that one.
notice that the Menelath is not affected by that either. He seems to just be moving throughout the bottom, no issues to any of it.
Doesn't drink, doesn't breathe.
It seems to breathe, but you don't see it eat or drink the entire time it's down there. The ship itself too, where again, even you bolstered in the crow's nest, had to deal with the whipping of winds. It's calm. There's no wind that seems to be coming to or from. As the actual deck of it itself is at like a singular stasis of weather.
During some of this time, at some point, I would like to use my crystal ball of telepathy to communicate with my simulacrum,
And it fails.
and it fails. I then write a note to Ladry. Have you seen my simulacrum?
He says it's. He responds, "We have quite the story to talk about when you get back." He says,
He did.
"But the fog is dissipated. Layer is in effect. Your simulacrum's gone."
Okay. Alright, in that case, I think it's about it.
He
Do you
fought
guys-
valiantly.
Well, do you guys want me to like try and talk to anybody else there?
I don't think so.
I'll use my scrying of telepathy on Kelvin, and I will cast it at 7th level. Or 6th level. It has to be at least 6 or higher,
Do
right?
you roll for it or do I roll for it?
You, I think, roll for it, but it's a much lower save or something since I know him.
Depending on where he is.
That's true.
Yeah, no, it does.
I thought he could
I rolled
choose-
for where he was located at the moment,
Oh,
and he has certain locations that just are immune to scry.
that's fine. Alright, then that's all I'll try for at least
Mhm.
a little bit. I just wanted to see if I could talk to him directly.
Yeah, no, at the moment he is out of sensory areas. Okay. I'm trying to decide. I think.
Oh, you know what? I'll try it on Zephyros.
Okay. He's not. I mean, he's not resisting it, so there's no reason the scry wouldn't go through. Zephyros is currently. Let me think. This would be. You guys hit it before you went there.
Mm-hmm. And then 3+ days or whatever.
I'd
So-
say at this given time, you see Zephyros is kind of sitting outside of the town near the forest bed. A large pyre has been made, which looks normal to them being giants, but it is sitting there with Harshnag as they are discussing. Can you hear through them?
Yeah, it's
Okay, then yeah. So you hear them discussing kind of the story of the Ordning and what's occurred and what that means for giants and what's happened, and like they're kind of just sharing in what to do, next steps that might be taken. At the very moment you hear Zephyros talking about Menor, the cloud giant king who is still,
Mhm.
or queen, who was still at large, though her plans surely to fail with the reckoning of the storm giants when they act. So
I mean, after a brief, like, if there's like a little break in conversation, I will announce myself through the telepathy orb into Zephyros. I think only he can hear me. I don't think it's like
Yeah.
a voice. I'll say like, "Hey, Zephyros, I am just checking in to make sure everything's worked out and you getting into the town. This is Jamman."
comfortably, as he talks to people interplanar a lot, is what he likes to do. contact other plane. He responds. He says all is well. Catching up with Harjnag. We'll be here for a few months before leaving.
Awesome.
All right, we got 2 giants.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. So, trying to think.
Probably gonna roll for some legs of the journey or something.
I'm gonna do the time. At this point, it's all duration. Especially now, you guys have the ship bolstered. Things are there. I'll say the orb itself. You guys are following this green orb. You see Urva at the front of the ship, who has this orb in hand to guide the winds, giving commands as to which way to make the ship go and move and all that. It comes to a point where it seems that any direction the ship faces, as long as the orb is generated at a particular storm cloud, that seems at this point to be coming into sight, and massive in size, at least 5, 6, 7 miles wide. You can see it kind of takes the perimeter of it. You can hear the thunder now as you guys begin to approach this large thing. Urva comes down from her perch with obvious anticipation and calls for you all to come to in a preemptive discussion, saying, well, I believe what we're looking for is dead ahead of us. That being the case,
Do you think it's? Is it past this giant storm cloud? I can't see.
let's just go through and find out.
All right.
So, what is the plan here? Fly dead to the middle, I guess?
Yes.
Just stay out of the lightning? Who's going where?
I mean, I can.
This thing, given its circumference from here, isn't going to be a quick through and through.
I can create the wall of force dome and stuff, but I don't know if you need that to navigate, or I could at least protect the rest
Well, we
of
have
us.
the orb that's leading us to the center. Someone will need to be out here to man the controls, to be steering. As far as navigation goes, it's pretty straightforward. I'm thinking.
The Jinn are immune to lightning, right?
Yes. Let me make sure they're not just resistant.
Hey guys, you're in charge of maneuvering.
Yeah, I mean, we have a deck within my force wall. I don't think it lasts very long, but 10 minutes. That's not long.
Oh god, we're gonna have a conversation with this Elder Tempest tonight. Oh, good lord.
Can anybody else cast force wall?
No, I think we're just gonna get to it and then call it after that. It's
I was like, oh man, we have to get a scale, and I don't really quite understand how exactly that's gonna be a thing.
I'm gonna ask him. Did you ever hear the story about the shiny rainbow fish? Everyone wanted one of his shiny scales, and he never gave any up. And then he was mauled by all these predators that were attracted to the shiniest thing in the sea.
Wait, is
He
that?
could have saved his own. No.
I was like, that's not how the children's book goes.
No,
I don't think.
Nobody wants to talk to him and be his friend anymore because he didn't share his scales. And then he shared his scales and everyone was happy.
So wait, that's your approach here?
Yeah, I'm going to tell him that exact story.
verbatim.
Well,
No, but I saw it was a spin-off of that. They were like, everyone wanted the scale, and so he's like, all right, and he gave all his friends scales, which made them shine out brighter to the barracudas nearby, and they came in and ate everybody in the fish village.
That sounds better.
Yeah.
sounds like the
no,
realist.
they're only resistant to it.
Oh.
More than we are.
Well, I think Urva's resistant to it.
Urva's immune.
Oh, she's immune?
Yeah, I think she is. No, to lightning.
I already got struck by lightning once on this ship.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
hiding underneath.
I could.
I'm looking.
I mean, I can put up my force wall, but it's for 10 minutes, and then I can try and cast it again, but there's going to be a second where it's not up.
Yeah, no, I'm
6 seconds specifically.
staying below.
I know she's resistant. So, she says. So I guess asking typically, so what's the plan? We expect this thing to be a large serpent. We're gonna fly head in. We get to the serpent. You guys have to do what exactly?
Well, we have to talk to it.
I have to talk to it and get a scale.
Well, I get the scale part, which seems odd, and I don't know how we're gonna do that. But
yeah, that's...
I get it. She says she wasn't there for the deal, but she's like, I heard the importance of it, and we'll absolutely achieve that. But what if it's not willing to part with the scale?
You know, cross
I'm
that.
losing my soul over scale.
Says she says did if I remember correctly too, the original part of the original story you guys had too was to earn its favor. You're probably gonna have to prove yourselves to it somewhat.
We're probably gonna
Regardless.
have to go. We're probably gonna have to go on a quest for it. That's probably what's gonna happen here.
The wording of the contract is that at the first encounter with the serpent, you will retrieve a scale and bring it to him.
So we have to accept its quest and get it to give us a scale, or we have to fight it. But we don't want to fight it. We don't. We wanted its like help. So
yeah, I mean
we got a tall order here, convincing it to.
we blew up Eris's lair and
Shit.
freed
First
a Sphinx
encounter
and an
is in the
ancient green
contract.
dragon, and foiled Yancy Ben's plans. I feel like that's kind of proving.
But he's gonna have his own quests of some sort, right? He's got to. That's just how it goes.
He is so.
I mean, you can speculate all day.
We're gonna get. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, as you guys begin to fly into the storm itself, where are you guys at as far as on the ship goes?
I'm not up there.
Inside.
Okay. You all take cover inside. All right. So, lightning begins striking down in various
Is anybody
places of the
outside?
ship.
They
The
can-
Jinn.
They can
The
talk.
Jinn.
The Jinn are resistant,
They
but
can talk to us.
and they're helping steer. But
Oh,
they
here it
don't
is.
have control of the orb. You have Urva is out there, as she also is resistant.
Well,
And that's it.
then Jam Man, if it gets rough, can run out there
As
and
long as
force
Irva
shit.
is out there, she probably.
Somebody needs to have communication from inside to outside, though, with the door, without the door.
Somebody give
Will
her-
is willing to go out there, but he is also maybe not the best person without the magic.
Does he not have a way to talk to her?
I mean, like I said, I can keep the wall of force.
Not everyone has your stone.
I can keep a wall of
We
force.
give
I know they're, like,
Irva
messy or
Victor. We give Irva Victor Stone.
No, he does not. Have
You know, for now.
No,
He's just-
I'll
he's
be out
straight fire
there.
levels.
Oh, okay.
I'll be out there with.
She could message
And then
him.
me and him. Yeah,
but-
okay, so we got
He
that
can reply to that
communication.
message, right?
He's gonna be out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Phil's going
So
out
if they-
there.
if they
Oh, you
really-
are.
So we have stones.
If they,
done.
oh, okay.
My plan is just to keep a dome wall of force.
Okay.
Up.
So, let me change this.
If Will wants to be out there, I was saying you can be on there with me. I mean, knowing how combat works in Dungeons and Dragons, there will be a 6-second window where this won't be up after 10 minutes. But then I will put it back up.
So, you guys begin to hit the lips of the storm, and as you do, the ship is almost tethered like if you were to put your finger to one of those electric lamps, as bolts of lightning just begin to kind of erupt and shoot onto different parts of the ship. You see as it splinters the wood coming off of it, as it comes in, the wood begins to reform. You watch as one time one of these lightning strikes comes close to the Jinn. You being out there in your wall of force are tethering some of the lightning. Fortunately, these initial is not. The ship is still keeping up, repairing itself as the wall of force is being berated. Occasionally,
I'll
one will
mend it.
strike onto Irva. The ship continues. You see as she starts to get wounded pretty heavily by some of these lightning strikes, as more and more of them are coming down. The elementals seem to be holding up. They're very tough. They have a lot of life as these lightning bolts continue. As you know, we're about 5,
I can cast
6
healing
minutes.
spells too.
Okay. Are you casting any other spell? You see she's getting down. She's got like some serious
Yeah, I'll cast the Cure Wounds on her.
Okay. Can you leave your wall of force? No, you can't.
I can't. You know what? I can't cast out of it either, I don't think.
If you do the because you'd have to do the bar one if you could.
And that one would leave me vulnerable.
Right.
Well, I mean, you
Everyone-
can always call
Actually,
for
you know
help
what? It
too.
doesn't say.
It says not. I mean, it says things can't pass through it.
It just says the wall extends into the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel.
Right, but we already know you can't shoot a firebolt through it or anything. You know.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So at this point, you see as she's starting to get wounded, she's going to have to burn one of her spell slots to Arc Veil. And as she does, lightning kind of erupts her a little bit. And you see as each lightning strike strikes her, it's starting to like seal these wounds and heal them as she continues to press forward. So as she's channeling this spell,
I guess the turn that I have
concentration
off
for her.
for my Wall of Force, if you're gonna do something like that, I'm gonna cast like a. Can I do Mass Healing Words?
You're about 6 or 7 minutes. We'll say about 7 minutes. to do
I can cast a Mass Cure Wounds, and I will do that on all the Jinn and her.
Actually, you guys are moving pretty quick. We'll say you're about 3 or 4 minutes in as this is happening. Her Arc Veil is just now kicking on, and at this point, lightning is starting to strike. You are making note of that. Some of the deck, as it begins to repair itself, it seems though the deck taking all of the damage right now is causing the ship to be a little more damaged than the Marenoloth is keeping up with.
I mean, is there any way I can do anything different to help prevent the ship from taking all these hits?
It had other things to possibly the lightning hit instead of just the ship.
Come on, Ben Franklin.
We'll put a
I will create
A
an
metal-
iron rod
where?
using my creation, and I'll just.
It's still in your wall of force though, so your
Yeah, but it
force-
could still be targeted by it. It just hits my Wall of
Nothing
Force.
goes through the right. Your wall force is taking damage. It's taking
Oh.
hits. Your wall force is alleviating some of the damage, but as you're pressing closer and closer to the center of this ship, you're a couple minutes into this travel as you're
Are we
moving
seeing the
up.
holes?
You guys start seeing as a lightning strike blow off some of the hole. It starts to close, but before it's even closed, another hole kind of gets blown off to the side as well. The ship is taking hull damage at this
I mean,
point.
I'm just like, hey, heal the ship.
We need.
Can you guys do anything to help protect the ship? Can one of you? Hey, Varys, can you come out here and turn into a lightning rod and just stand on top of the mast?
Let me just check my companion lists, just a second. No, I've never seen a lightning rod, so it's the damnedest thing. We're gonna have to go on
We
a
should have
quest.
mounted one of those before we came in here.
Um,
Alright, I time travel us back 10 minutes before we enter the storm, and we set up a giant lightning rod on the mast.
Nope. Is there anything you guys can do? At this point, it's the
Look
ship's
at-
taking
Can I
damage,
cast
they're
healing spells
taking
on the ship?
damage. Huh?
Can I cast healing spells on the ship? How does he fucking heal the ship?
This is magic.
Can I cast heal wood at level 1?
there are so many reasons Joe should be here right now. I
have,
create a rod. Can I heal wood? Ah.
I have mending. Can I mend it?
No, unfortunately, no.
Trying to be creative.
You guys have anything you can use to help kind of to shatter through some of this lightning?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to double check. I really don't think.
Yeah, I had nothing.
Yeah, like what could
No spells.
No, I don't think I got any spells. I had my chemical.
What? I just
flip
get on there.
a
Hey
board?
Varys, if you turn into some sort of lightning elemental, can you like suck in lightning?
No, but he is resistant to it at that point. I think.
Resistant at best, probably.
Yeah, if Mimberdons aren't, I bet you're not.
Yeah.
Finding some sort of lightning rods, unless they're or people rods, are probably really what you have to weather this.
Come
storm
out here.
right now.
We need people to come out here and be
People
people
rods?
rods.
People gotta take it. The ship will only hold for so long.
We need people to come out here and be people rods. Actually, if more people are under my, can I
The
assume?
dome is just there, so the dome is not acting as a rod, and because you are protected through another barrier, I'm not even classifying as hitting you. The dome is protecting the area that it's protecting. You know what I mean? It's just it can't strike through the dome, so that 10-foot circle is protected.
If a bunch of people gather underneath my dome, would that
It
one?
would still be the dome area. It's not necessarily being drawn to the dome.
Okay.
The dome just doesn't let it hit that area of the ship.
Oh, so
want
these
to,
people
okay.
just don't let it hit the ship, essentially.
Who's that?
If people just come out and stand on the ship.
Yeah, it'll hit you and not the ship.
All right, I got a cool idea. I think I got a cool idea. So I'm gonna come out to help because he's like clearly calling for help, right? And I'm gonna activate my wings because
I got that.
All right, let's go.
This is not a
And-
good idea.
Yeah.
I love this idea already.
I'm gonna fly in the store.
I want to go up to the center of the mast,
Okay,
You're
and
not gonna make it.
this is great.
I want to go to the top of the mast, you know, above the crow's nest where he's usually
Let's do
hanging
it.
out. And I want to put the wood tip of my spear of Melora, I want to put it at the top of the mast. Like, I want to, like, you know, just kind of get it on top of there,
Okay.
right? So the steel part's facing up.
Okay.
And I want to cast Call Lightning. And I'm going to try to, like, focus, like, restore. I'm going to try to, like, make that. Like, turn the spear itself into the lightning rod.
Call lightning strikes, and you can use an existing storm.
Yeah.
Call all the lightning strikes.
I don't have anything about, but the spear. I mean, it's a
It's-
spear
You
is
just
like
blow
a.
up your spear.
It should be fine. It should be
I
fine.
don't
It's
know,
like
this
a
is a
nature
storm created by
spear.
the creator of the airplane.
First thing I need, you
Lots of
leave,
checks.
You leave out the door and begin to make for this. You activate your wings as soon as your wings unfurl. Dexterity save.
That's not bad. Not good.
I inspire you.
Oh.
You can't hear. You can't hear outside of the forest, can you? Isn't it?
Oh yeah, nothing can pass through it.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you can like talk in the
Well,
cast.
it can't because physical can't pass through. So
I'm gonna use
sound
luck
would be
and hope for.
I don't know. if somebody
Okay,
has
well,
to
it's
hear
better,
it,
but it's still. a
Descending
10.
stone. I get on the
10.
sending stone.
Yeah.
Varys,
You
I
take-
inspire you through the sending stone.
You take 4 points of lightning damage from the initial hit. As you leave, you begin to fly up. A storm cloud appears in the shape of sun.
It's pretty action hero-y.
So you have a D12 inspiration.
All right, I'll take it. Is that allowed? Yeah, it should be.
All right. So, are you now? What are you mounting this into? How are you?
There's got to be like a rope or like a
I also
something up there, right? Like.
Why don't you use your create item and create a giant metal pole?
Because it lasts for
It
one
because
turn.
it lasts one turn. It's only like a
Oh,
be
it
like
does
a
last one.
foot.
And then he's still holding the metal pole.
Yeah.
He can walk 10
He
feet
is
away
now
from it.
the lightning rod.
He can walk 10 feet away from it.
I can druid craft some vines around it.
All right. So you fly up to the top. You see, you're looking for a place. So make an investigation check to see if you can find some sort of rope or something to tie it to the mast.
Investigation.
Wait, you don't have, like,
perception,
a-
right?
Like a short sword or something in the
No,
bag of
investigation
holding?
is an intellect check.
I've got a scimitar.
You have something metal, I'm saying, in the bag of holding?
No, not really. The bat. We've got like a very limited.
I'm saying, why
amount
don't you
of
use
stuff.
that instead of your OP spear that could just get blown to bits right now?
I don't think it's gonna get blown to bits. It'll be okay.
Magical item.
It's a magical item, and it's like a spear of like pure nature energy, and it fucking loves this shit. So
It's your call.
It's probably gonna upgrade.
you know, I gotta hope that like she like is like, oh okay, that's cool.
This is some cool shit.
Yeah. So
what's your investigation roll?
that's
I'm going through all the 80s rock songs right now and just yelling them into my...
it's 21.
Nice.
Okay. You do as you're
What
flying
the
up.
80s?
You're able to slice off
You know,
part of one of the masts,
the 80s.
like a rope that's used to tether down the mast.
0,
To give yourself something to
8,
tie onto,
1,
but I do need a dex
8,
save now as
2.
well.
The 83rd year
Dex
of our
saves
Lord
suck.
Yahtzee Ben.
Yeah.
I'm always minus
That's
one.
lightning.
He's only 83.
2.
He looks
You're gonna
amazing.
take 18
Just
points
83
of
years
lightning
of his
damage
power. Of his ring.
on your way up. So you get up there. Now I need a sleight of hand check.
That's dexterity.
Or well, it's sleight of hand or intelligence. Actually, it'd be intelligence. Tying knots is intelligence. Fact.
Okay, that's not like great, but it's
And
better.
Victor was always the one trying to tie him out.
Yeah.
He didn't have a better way.
He's like, I make a loop, and then I pull everything through the
Natural
loops,
20.
and I don't stop pulling.
Okay.
There we go.
Of something to roll a natural 20 on, I would say that's about as good as it's gonna get.
yeah, especially with my
With your spear and everything, yeah. So, spear tethered down. As you now, are you staying up there with it to try and control lightning to it? Because you gotta be able to see this guy.
Depending on what
to
turn
use
we're
it.
on, I can probably recast the wall.
so I can't go behind the wall of force.
You can. You just have to have visual on it.
I think so because at this point, It says when you cast spells.
It's called lightning is a pretty fucking long distance.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay.
Because I don't want to stand up there. I'll just fucking, yeah, I'll be a lightning rod.
As long
myself.
as you can, it says as long as you can see the air where the storm cloud could appear, you're good.
Yeah, so no, I'll fly down to
Okay.
Jam Man's.
One more deck save as you start to fly down, though. But you were able to tie that up quick enough that there was no issues. The one happened while you were up there. You began to fly down towards Jam Man.
14.
All right. That's gonna be...
Use your bardic inspiration.
Oh shit, I do have that. So 19.
All right, 16 and a half is going to be 8 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
You make it down. Now, at this point, you begin to fly down. Your wall is still up. Your initial wall.
I'll drop it, ready to recast it.
Okay. Go ahead and make. Now you are being. This is like I understand you are being pelted and all over. So you are going to have to make a dex save
Yeah.
for me in that flash of time.
I'll probably time it to whenever I see him about to like get there, I'll open it up. We'll both take that hit and then. Okay, I rolled a natural 17 plus 9.
All right, that's going to be 11 down to 5 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
His was on his way down. You took yours as you see him kind of crusting, so he doesn't hit the wall of force. You
Yeah.
already preemptively. You drop it. You see him fly in next to you, lands, closes it. You use your subsequent actions over the course of the next. How long does it last?
As I'm
10 minutes.
Shit, nice.
Yeah.
as Varys is flying down towards
I
me.
will say, when are you casting that out of the staff? Does the staff
No,
have it?
call lightning. No, I have. That's a 3rd level spell.
Okay. At what point do you cast a spell?
What do you mean?
When did you cast a spell when you were at the crow's nest, or as you were flying down?
I think I was just gonna just do it once I got back behind the portal because
Okay.
I asked if I could cast it from inside the portal.
Yeah, let me double check. I thought you were casting it and then maintaining concentration from the inside.
Oh well, I mean I could do it either way. I know it's gonna throw like another save at me.
It's gonna throw a con save from the lightning strike at you. But hold on.
I mean, because I can always cast it right before he puts the wall back up too, since the wall's down. Like I could just say, "Hey, wait," and then I'm like, "Okay, go ahead." Yeah, we just do it that way.
What's that?
I like.
Okay,
he
you
drops
land
the
next
wall.
to
I
him.
tell him, "Hold on." I cast it,
Okay.
and then he puts it back up.
Yeah. So
Okay.
while you're,
I'm gonna just see if there's a chance for one more strike. And nope, natural 3. You guys, wall goes down. You gain control over the lightning. Now this is proximity. It only lasts. You have control of the storm, but this is only going to guide you for a little ways into this before the section of the storm that's really.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It says you gain control of a storm. Tell you what, make a. This will be a wisdom. It's not a saving throw, but use your wisdom saving throw modifier. You're proficient in it, right?
Yeah, it's like 11. That's what I wrote here. That seems like a
it
lot.
should be, no, wait. I think it's 10. Do you have your luck stone on?
I might have had that on there.
I add plus 10. It should be plus 10. Plus 5 for wisdom, plus 5 for proficiency.
I want to use to try and save this. So like, as Varys is there, getting ready to cast his, or I crush a clear gemstone in my hand into a fine powder, like, and then as you land, I drop the wall. And as you are starting to cast your call lightning, I just throw this powder up in the air that rapidly forms this force wall around us into a dome. Like slowly spiraling up around us as you're casting through the top of it, and then it'll close off by the time you're done.
Oh, very good.
Alright, I'm in. Awesome.
I got a 16. I could use a look.
Can I inspire you again? I don't know how much time has passed.
I'd say at the time for how you guys are timing this, the spell goes off, you gain control of the lightning. It seems for the time being that what I'm doing for the sake of this is not a natural storm, and so you are able to pull away from whatever is conjuring this. I rolled a 4, so you win. But so for the moment, whatever's controlling this seems to lose control of this section of the storm. And so now everything actually seems for a moment to go calm, and the lightning itself seems to beret, even though you can choose to shoot down on your spear if you'd like, but it seems though.
Got to do it at least once. You know. Yeah.
So one bolt comes down, but then you notice that the lightning on the entirety of the ship seems to stop over the course of the next minute.
Oh shit!
You guys continue. It does heal up all of the current area. You guys are traveling, and then
So I got 10
Minute.
minutes in the dome, so I don't know how much
A
longer.
minute and a half goes by, 10 minutes, but you begin to kind of lose this assertive. Now, again, go ahead and make another check for me to see if you can, because you're getting closer to the epicenter of this.
That's
By this time, I will have inspired
with
you.
the wisdom saving throw.
You just plus 10, do whatever you roll.
By this time, I will have
21.
inspired you again. I don't know if you can use that.
You can't. This would be like kind of like a counter spell check. How that would work.
Oh, gotcha.
Or like
So
it's a competing.
It's not
check.
like it's true. Also, I think it's only on. No, you can use them on saving throws, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I said saving throw because that's the number I'm looking for. Wisdom plus proficiency. Okay, natural 8. So even though it was close this time, you do maintain control over the bit of the lightning storm that's currently there. Trying to gain this, you realize it's getting much more difficult. The ship's able to go about about another minute and a half. So you're about 3 minutes in. You do see. Actually, are you guys on like the main deck bottom? Where are you at on the ship?
I mean, Irva's up here, right?
Yes.
I assume I would probably be
Oh,
closer
okay.
to the mast, right? Or maybe up here.
You put yourself so wherever you want. Just for my knowledge.
Yeah, I'm Jam Man wherever he is. So
I'm still inside.
not anymore.
Probably
Victor's as well.
here so I can
Victor
get a better
is the
visual.
lightning rod. He is a.
Should have just made him go out there.
The ship healed back up pretty good.
At this point, 100%. Varys was able to take control over most of the storm. So you guys from the inside, where you saw it was being rapidly plummeted, with the lightning bolts breaking away more than it's repairing, at this point it's completely repaired. You don't see any damage, and actually there's come a calm, and the ship doesn't seem to be getting rocked as much as it was.
I'm just gonna put you guys in the
Way
captain's
to
quarters
go,
for
Varys. I knew you could do it.
Way to be.
Hey, these are actually some clutch rolls right now. There's a lot of damage that should be coming at you guys. So,
And then we have a Jin up here, and probably another Jin if he's not on deck. Maybe these two swap out every now and then.
they're just together.
Okay.
They're both at that if she's in the front.
They're like a buddy cop.
Well, one's definitely, piloting.
Yeah.
Steering.
So, ship's cruising through. You're maintaining your control. I'll have you both make perception checks, since you're both.
Me too. Or
Yeah. Two.
Nice. Natural 17 plus 12, 29.
29.
25. So
Okay. You look now. Looking in the distance ahead, you see it's mostly dark from storm clouds. To the side, you see something kind of shift in the darkness of clouds, and ahead, you see just a flash of lightning that occurs, and then something moves as if it's sliding through the air. By respective size, the height of this thing is about twice that of the ship.
does it look kind of like Imarith?
So it is. It seems to be like something about, comparatively to the ship, something about this big. You see sliding through.
So
Oh,
imagine
orbit
something like
coming.
this
How
big.
far away?
Flying next to your ship.
How far away do we see it sliding?
You see it. You see it come next to you, but then you see it dead ahead. About. It's hard to give you a real idea of how far ahead it is, but I mean, in the distance ahead, in the flash, you see this move, and you see a shift off to the side.
Elder Tempest.
I would say I'll cast tongues on myself.
Okay. Is that
At
concentration though, or no?
No.
Okay.
Can you cast that on me too? Because it's probably gonna want to have a word.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. It's probably I'm fighting something.
Oh,
I'm I'm fighting something in here. It's not.
sorry. I'll cast it on me. I'll kind of let the wall force go for
It
the
will be
time
able to
being.
talk to us.
At the moment, there's not a lot of lightning strikes. As long as he's gonna go out to another check, but you don't mean you guys are still moving. There's nothing in sight, and you're looking dead ahead. You do see straight ahead the storm. There's a kind of a light that seems to be slowly coming in behind the clouds.
Then I guess I'll wait. I'll hold up the wall until we get a little bit closer.
Okay, give me another check.
Oh.
But I do cast tongues on myself. It lasts an hour, so I imagine we'll get there within that time. Inspired.
I'm gonna luck. Yeah, that's not good. That's not better.
Do you have an inspiration? Wait, that's not better?
It's not a 2.
What'd you get?
Oh, that's 2 more inspirations. Josh, I'm at 90 charges.
All right.
Am I? Did you give me an inspiration before this one?
Yeah, well, I said after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first one and after we had that time, I would give you another one.
Oh, that's perfect. So that's a 12 on the inspiration. So that brings it up a lot. That gets us to 28 with luck and that.
All right.
I'm not gonna be able to do. I mean,
Unfortunately, you still lose control of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay, well, I still try to focus the strikes onto the lightning rod.
So you are able to get one strike every now and then that comes, but you've lost the overall control of the storm. At this time, though, it is essentially you are almost blinded by the amount of lightning strikes that are coming through, to the point that you will have to make if you choose to keep your eyes open at this point, you need to make a Constitution save.
So you're saying it's not dim light?
Just throw darkness out here.
As you guys are literally being barraged right now by lightning.
I will
The
attempt.
closest thing you've seen to this, and accurately so, would be the lightning plummet that was cast right before a lot of you expired in the Heresy fight. As that is currently what is happening to the ship. You watch as it strikes. You see the two people above as it channels between them. It hits your bubble, nothing happens. You see that she in the front is getting just absolutely barraged. by
I will attempt to.
these. She does innately cast up a lightning shield to herself, which temporarily gives her immunity, but
I will attempt to cast, instead of having the dome, I will use all length of the wall of force that I can and just have like a wall.
are you casting another wall of force?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're using a third one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm using a third one. And it's going to be like attached to the mast so it moves with the ship, but it's just going to be a wall like that just extends like this, so nothing can strike directly down.
I will say before, just for the sake of this, understand that like you are in the lightning storm where it's coming from sides, from top.
It's coming from
bottom.
sides, but
there's
I
no
just-
storm above you. Just like there's no up or down here, you're in a ball of lightning.
Yeah, but this is
right
at least
now.
gonna like. I mean, we have the ship, and like anything from the sides and below is gonna hit the ship. Anything from above is hopefully gonna.
It will lighten it. You're right. It will lighten the damage to you and the ship, though, for sure. But you're still at risk of taking some hits.
Still at risk taking some
Okay.
hits. I know I'm not protecting the ship, or at least the front half, like the top.
No,
half.
but it will substantially do effect. So are you guys under it?
Yeah, I'm like as close to the mast as I can be.
So go
Here,
ahead.
I'll move. I'll
As,
go.
as you guys begin to jump down, do make dex saves for me as you guys are coming across this. To get your new reform.
Natural 1.
11.
I get destroyed by lightning.
We start seeing holes coming again.
I take 8 lightning bolts at the same time.
See,
Both of you
happened,
take
Lars?
32 points of lightning damage.
Jesus.
You're able to get down off that. The wall forms above you guys.
35.
32.
32. I thought I said. As you get to that front area, I'm sorry, you do see them starting to pock the back end though. Where you guys are currently bunkered at in the back of the ship, there's no protection from your shield, so you do see. However, it seems to be keeping up pretty okay. It's kind of on par. It's questionable.
Yeah, because I can get. I think it's like 100 feet.
Ship
I get-
continues to go forward. I need you guys to make another deck save from lightning from the sides.
Yeah, I get 10 by 10 panels.
Yeah.
So I get
This
100.
is gonna be lightning from the side. I'm just reducing the damage it's gonna do.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So like I have 100 feet, so of 10 by 10. So I'll probably do 2 10 by 10s, 50 feet, which is most of the ship.
Okay.
Like shield wise, like these guys down to Irva.
Got it.
So at least from the top. So we'll do some.
And it's helping the ship so he doesn't repair the top. Still, the hull is being plummeted. These are being plummeted right now. So go ahead and make another deck save,
I
both
gotta,
of you.
gotta mark that down. Just one.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's a 19.
There, sir. Deck save.
That's 11.
Okay. What was yours?
19.
Okay. You take 10 points of lightning. Varys takes 20.
I'm not looking great.
At this moment, you guys begin to pull forward. You, for the first time, start to see the shifting of scales to the side of the ship, to the far right, as there's storm being barraged down on you guys. Dead ahead, you see scales that come across below the ship, but you see this large mass of body.
Were
Shifting
we
in.
ever given an actual name for him?
Elder Tempest.
That, I mean, but no, there wasn't like an ancient name or something like the Caliph or nobody like said.
That is he is OG.
All right. Then I'll call out
He
like
is the storm.
having tongues on me. I'll call out and say like, we wish to speak with the Elder Tempest. We were sent here by Deanna Moonlight, the guardian of the air portal on the material plane.
At the moment, you just see the shifting of these scales.
I just
No head, nothing to it. Yeah, I hear you.
yell that out as loud as I can. I wish I had a spell that echoed my voice.
Thaumaturgy.
I wish I had a megaphone.
Create item.
I create a megaphone.
It fails. There's no batteries.
I-
It's a hand
Bears
cone.
creates me batteries.
A hand cone. Hello.
Give you like a scam.
I'm regenerating myself from my spear.
Okay. You
Oh.
don't have your spear with you right
I'm regenerating. Oh fuck.
now.
Shit.
I can cast. You know what? No, at this point, hold on.
I got.
After I put that thing up, I would have casted a mass cure wounds because I forgot they have taken damage.
Yeah, I was at 29
So I'll,
HP.
minus
so I
five.
gotta do something.
Minus 5 charges on the staff for mass cure wounds.
Okay.
I gotta look up what that spell is and I'll roll it. But
Mhm.
continue.
Let me know so I can write it down because I'm gonna do all their damage after the fact. As this is shifting, you see the scales moving, and then you see the scales begin to kind of turn back into like feathers, and then you see what seems to be a very large wing kind of come into shape. As it flutters once, it passes out of space straight back into more scales. As this, again, this body is again double the size of the ship. Seems to contain a mass of its own as it continues to move. You see lightning that just is arcing off of the body of itself. As it just seems to be kind of whirling into the mist and the darkness of the cloud and everything around you. No head, nothing of the sort. The ship is still being barraged of lightning at the moment.
19 points of health.
Okay. And then deck saves again.
Everyone gets 19, and I'll use just a regular cure wounds. Well, I don't know how much time I have. Would I have time to cast 2 more level 1? Alright. Kevin, you're gonna get 2 more level 1 cure wounds.
Okay.
Give me your deck saves too.
So that's 9, so you'll get an additional 19.
I fail.
Hey, that was 19 damage, so don't even worry about it.
19.
Alright, you take 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. And that was all from the staff, so I have minus 7 charges on the staff.
Alright, so you guys currently see the body of what you can believe to be the Elder Tempest that is currently alongside of the ship. You see another coil going a completely different direction underneath you. No response at the moment, still being struck by lightning. Are you guys changing up your plan at all? Doing anything different?
Hold on. I yell. The fuck is that? We travel in moonlight.
No meteor. Alright, are you waiting on a response?
I don't know. I'm gonna just keep yelling things.
Yeah.
I'm basically just gonna keep yelling like, we need your fucking help, bud. We're here to protect the material plane and the gate from
These are going to be more deck saves for both of you.
the devils.
Give me another one as you guys are staying out here.
I'm
20,
going in.
You're going to go in?
25.
You do lose the traction of your lightning. Now,
Oh,
your
so it's gonna get worse.
He didn't get a chance to roll to try to regain any
I
control.
mean,
over
yeah.
Not on top of not on top of him anymore. No, it would have been lost this close.
Well, I fail.
Okay, actually, I need you to make a concentration check on the last 2 lightnings you took.
Those I got advantage on.
Those are with your Warcaster, right?
Yeah. So. That's a. What bonus do you get for the?
Plus
Is it
5.
consultation? Oh, it's
Oh no,
plus-
no, it's a constant. Yeah, it's a concentration check. So it's Constitution saving throw.
So 18 for the first one.
Yep. No problem. That'd be a 12.
Somebody
Oh.
use that Phoenix.
So that
Pendant,
beats both
right?
those.
Okay. Huh?
You use that Phoenix Pendant, right?
Yes. Okay.
I attempt to cast Dispel Magic on the lightning around us. Like the lightning storm.
Okay. Just a level 3.
No, I might as well. I'll cast at level 6. Let's try that. No, I'll cast it. I'm gonna probably have to make a roll for it anyway, so I'll cast it at level 3. No, but now they can target. I will cast it at level 6. Final answer.
Okay.
You're reaching it.
Yeah, there's nothing magical to this spell. So you do lose your spell slot, but unfortunately, this is natural lightning generated from a magical beast, as it is
Oh,
just part of its area.
I would have bought a Supreme on the low roll.
Oh yeah. What about the fucking
Sure.
lightning resist potion?
Just put that out there.
Okay, go ahead.
This
Supreme.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy.
But like, you guys wouldn't know. You're just here at the table.
Yeah, but we know.
You're here at the table with me.
Shady.
Alright.
I cast an Eldritch Blast at him.
At the worm?
Just one beam at him.
Okay, make it
You're
attack.
wild, homie.
Oh my god.
It misses.
You definitely missed.
What'd you roll?
A natural 3 plus
Nice.
my.
It wasn't a natural
Okay.
20. So.
Plus my. Well, I mean, it's a 13. I don't think that hits.
How do you miss that which is like
No, 13 doesn't. I
all
know.
around you?
It's more like it's strong enough. To
And then I yell again.
And the other wins.
Warning shot. Please answer me.
Dex saves. Are you back under?
No, because I don't want to, you know.
Alright, Dex saves again. At this point, the ship is starting to take pretty heavy damage in proximity.
24.
You guys are going to have to start making another plan or something to get his attention more, so. What'd you roll?
Oh, I failed.
19,
I'm never
19
gonna sing.
lightning.
I'm yelling.
Nine
I'm yelling
lightning.
on the stone. Anybody on deck? You got any ideas?
Will, at this point, having received a message from Urba, runs out about the same time you're asking as well. Let's see if he gets hit by lightning. Oops, okay.
I'm gonna take one of those.
As he comes
potions.
out, the lightning response.
Yeah, and I'm gonna come out too.
Okay. As he comes out, he says, "Well, he says maybe we just start with a scale, try and get one ourselves."
All right.
Oh, okay. Will begins to go towards the edge of the ship. We'll stop. We'll stop before we get into any sort of
I
wild.
was gonna say,
Good lord.
I was about ready to fly over and land on this thing.
Oh, for sure. I hope so. Think like I've never. I don't watch the show. I've seen it like Dragon Ball Z style dragon, like that.
Yeah.
Just
Shenron.
massive coiling. This is actually the picture of what it looks like here. It is gargantuan, so it is.
Huge. It's just
Man,
a big motherfucker.